friends, and welcome to another episode of Express Lane, the show that brings you speedruns in 60 minutes or less. I'm your host, Oscar424, with occasional co-hosts that have abandoned me today. That's okay, because just FYI, they wanted to give me some time to let you know that, if you ever want to appear on the GDQ Hotfix for Hidden Heroes for this or Express Lane right now, we are accepting submissions right now for the winter season. And if you've got a run that you'd absolutely love to showcase on the GDQ channel, how would you send it our way? Go to gdq.gg/submit/hotfix, or gamers in chat, type !submit in chat for more details. And if you're probably thinking, I'm never going to see my run, I don't know if it's pointless or not, but let me tell you, not only are we going back to these classic awesome games that I'm looking at the schedule here right now, each one of these runs actually submitted via that gdq.gg/submit/hotfix. So we read them, we see them, and there are some awesome submissions in there, and you should put yours in too. So anyway, looking at this awesome schedule we've got, we're ending the show with Mega Man 10. We're doing some Spyro Reignited Trilogy, the Year of the Dragon, any percent. We have Super Mario 64, but to start everything off, Akio is going to be playing Nights into Dreams, all levels. So take it away, Akio. How are you, friend?
I'm doing great. I'm super stoked to be here and showing off this wonderful game.
I know you have some wonderful commentators with you.
Yep, if you would like to introduce yourselves.
Howdy, I'm Shentok. I used to run this game quite a bit. It was the first speed game I ever did. It's over 13 years ago now.
I'm Soyo. Nights is my favorite game of all time. I used to speedrun it in the past, and I am Akio's sibling.
Alright, so first off, I'm going to set up a file. While I'm setting up a file, I'll do a quick rundown of what's going to be going on. So, all levels is a category where there are two characters called Elliot and Claris, and they each have 3 levels, plus a final level called Twin Seeds. I will only need to be doing Twin Seeds once, but all the other levels I do need to complete in order to unlock Twin Seeds. And
And then in addition to that, you need a minimum of C rank in every stage in order to unlock the final stage.
Correct. And you're seeing me delete the A life there. The A life of this game is there are these creatures called Nighttopians that appear throughout each level, and the less of them that appear, the better, because the more of them that are in a stage, the more lag you'll get, so...
Yeah, and they're pretty much just like prototype Chow from Sonic Adventure, although they're a lot less interactive.
Yeah.
But they do neat things like change the music in the game.
Oh yeah, the music changes based off of what mood they're in, which is really a cool feature. So anyway, I will be starting this run. I will not be talking quite as much while I'm doing this run because I have to be real focused. So Shentok and Soyo are going to be doing most of the commentary. So I'll get this run started in 3, 2, 1.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So the way this game works is it's kind of like in an arcade style where it's basically it's a score attack game first, but it also rewards you for going fast, which is really, really great because it makes it a great speed run. But every stage you start out on foot as either Claris or Elliot, depending on which side of stages you start with. And you always have your orbs taken, which are just the different parts of the human spirit in a way. Because the one that you keep is courage, and I don't remember what the others are. But every stage you start out as one of the characters, and you have to go use that one orb you have to go release Knights and and then you basically take control of knights throughout each stage. And,
Yeah, you'll see she just selected the white orb in addition to the red one you start with.
Yeah, and each stage is divided into 4 sections where there's like a lap you can go around, and the goal of each lap is to collect 20 of the blue chips, as the game calls it, to open the cage of the nightmare and that has stolen one of the parts of the human soul. And once you have 20 of them, you can open the cage, and then after that, ideally you score attack it, because after you do that, your points are doubled. So you basically go around the laps as much as you can within the time limit to max out your score. And that little icon that Akio just grabbed refills your drill attack meter, which is used for just going really fast. That refills whenever you go through one of the rings. The yellow rings refill it by like 2 seconds, and the orange ones refill it by 1 second. But if you get that Sonic icon, it refills it completely. And then, yeah. Go on.
It's there's definitely a lot going on the screen with this game, and it's like a little overwhelming, especially if it's your first time observing it. But you'll notice when she circles objects like those chips or the stars, it'll automatically collect them into what's called a paraloop. So when she completes that, it grabs everything. And this is also a attack mechanism for the bosses or the enemies throughout the stages.
Yeah. And it's also a really neat trick because it has, even though the game moves in 2D and in 3D space, the paraloop has a 3D hitbox, so you can grab things like off the route, which is really nice for skipping sections, especially in later stages where there's auto-scrollers.
Yeah, that feature allows us to do some skips that save a considerable amount of time by grabbing items that are in the foreground or the background.
Yeah. And now we're getting to the first boss, Gilwing. Probably the one that most people would know if you've ever played like a demo or seen screenshots, because this is the boss that gets shown a lot. And normally in this fight, you have to continuously hit its head about like 20 times to destroy every part of its tail. But if you just do a paraloop on its tail, it instantly wins. And it's very much an intended strategy, because that's the only way you can get a 2.0 score and or 2.0 multiplier for this boss.
Which you obviously want the highest multiplier for your score, for the best score.
Yeah, because as I said, it's like in order to unlock the last stage for each of the characters, you have to get a C rank or better on each stage. So at least in an all levels run, you only have to do that for one character, because like the final stage is the same for both characters. You just get a different ending. But especially for score attacking, Gilwing is the go-to boss in score attack, because after you beat the game once, you can set the boss that'll appear at the end of the stage, and that's like the safest one for score attacking, because you're guaranteed a 2.0.
Usually.
I totally agree with the person in chat. That's more mechanics than I gave this credit for. Yeah, this game really is really, really deep. I love it.
Yeah, there's also momentum too. Like if you really wanted to optimize your boost meter usage, especially on a stage like this where you don't really have an opportunity to refill it, if you're going downwards while accelerating and you let go, you'll continue to have momentum, and it continues to build up. But that's like not really necessary to do, but it's something that you can keep in mind if you really want to try to optimize your momentum.
Yeah, there are those kind of micro optimizations that make this have a really high skill ceiling.
Yeah. And like even on foot, there's some optimal movement you can do, because especially on the next stage, you have to move around on foot to get the first orb more quickly than you could do as knights. And you have different kinds of jumps you can do while you're on foot. Like you have one where it's just like a regular jump. Then if you jump after that and you don't really time it, you can do a higher jump. And if you do time it in a specific way, you can get a long jump. And the more long jumps you chain together, the faster you move. And it has an infinite cap on speed. Yeah, so you can go ridiculously fast.
Think of it like the Mario 64, like Bing Bing Wahoo, except for the second one just keeps building momentum and speed with each landing.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. So for this lap, Akio's doing it backwards because it's faster. If you go the normal way, you have to do this. Like go around twice. But if you go backwards, you have enough to get through everything. There's also a lot of secrets in this game, especially in this stage. Like there, if you hit all those levers going to the right normally, there's a hidden path you can go down to for a lot of star chips, which are just for bonus points.
Those pesky boosters are quite a nuisance when you're going the wrong way.
Yep.
Yeah, they just like to get in your way. But there's also different enemies that can do different things, but for the most part, the enemies are just kind of there to just be in the way, but you can dash through them. But there's also a few where if you go through them, they'll either remove your boost gauge completely, or there's even some that'll shrink you in size and slow you down. There's a fun little Easter egg here that happens by accident sometimes in the speedrun, where you can park the car in the garage and you get bonus points for it. Like there, you can go down right there. Yeah, you parked the
car. That's always my favorite, bonus goal.
Yeah, because there's basically a car that follows you around in the top-down section, and you can park it for bonus points.
Yeah, there's a little green garage that she went over briefly. You might have missed it.
Mm-hmm. Now, this boss is interesting. Basically, you're around this boss in a circle like any other boss fight, but you can't hit the boss directly. There's these jumpers with their made of fish that show up, and if you hit the boss, it stuns the boss and deals damage. But if you hit the boss while it's stunned, you do multiplicative damage, and you can defeat the boss in as little as 3 hits if you're able to get all 3 hits before the boss is moving again. But it's a really tight timing to get that way. So that's the second best you can do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 1.9, see?
Yeah. And every boss has some really good speedrun tech, except for, I guess, one later Puffy, only just because it's kind of hard to control that boss in general.
Yeah. Puffy, the best you can do is where you just do those half-second taps to, you don't have to rotate it.
Yeah, because basically, we'll get to Puffy when we're there. So now we're getting into the stages where the first stage where you deviate from just the normal expected gameplay route of going and becoming knights.
What?
What happened?
Somehow I accidentally restarted the stage.
Oh yeah, when you go to the score screen, you have an option to restart the stage. Probably just hit the button by accident.
Yeah.
So yeah, and in this stage, this is the first stage where you can do 1 lap on foot. From what I understand, the second lap can also be faster on foot, but the way the game works, you can't do that because the second orb doesn't spawn. But this stage is also really interesting because everything's kind of all the ground
soft.
is fluffy. Yeah.
Yeah, they call it Softy Museum, and it's very bounce house like.
Yeah, even deforms to you when you're as knights and you're flying low to the ground. There's a lot of really cool tech in this game. Sonic Team really put a lot of effort into making this a really amazing game.
Yeah, I never thought about the technical implementation of that. It's probably really interesting.
Yeah, so there's 2 ways you can. There's only one way you can game over in this game, is if that egg timer catches you. Basically, the timer itself. Is your time limit as you can be as knights for that lap. If it runs out, you turn back into the kid you're playing as, and if you have to be able to get back into knights. The only way you can do that is if you have an orb that you've already collected from one of these, and then it starts the next lap. But your score that you've collected for that lap will get reset, and you'll be chased by the egg timer to wake you up from your dream. Because that's basically the whole game is studies on dreams.
It's not a game over, it's a night over.
Yeah, it's a night over. And so now Akio is going to be doing the auto-scroller skip for this stage, because there's a pretty long auto-scroller, and you can skip it. It's with using the paraloops. Because if Akio goes a little farther to the right, there's a thing that turns you into a behind the screen auto-scroller, kind of like Space Harrier. And so what Akio's doing here is doing some really tight paraloops to get orbs that are really, really far off the screen. And it can be really tricky to do. There's at least for me, I have a visual cue on where I want to bounce, but it's still not consistent.
I bounce
just have to,
further on the left. Yeah, there you go, Tora.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
There you go. That should. Yep. There you go. And there's some extra orbs you can get there off the screen.
Oh my gosh.
That's a really difficult thing to do. Like,
yeah,
that's the part that we practice the most.
Yeah, ideally you want to get quickly because you don't really have another opportunity to refill your drill meter.
Yeah, and the boss after this is particularly reliant on your boost drill meter.
Yeah. It definitely was the boss that gave me the most trouble as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, you missed a couple orbs.
Some chips.
I think there's, there's some up.
Oh, there.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I'm just sitting here
it's
impressed
kind of easy.
by.
Like if you,
Sorry.
as I say, it's easy if like you're used to a route and you find yourself going off of it. You can easily just lose your place.
It's like I'm sitting here just it's so enthralled by how you're able to keep the level straight in your mind. I would be so lost so fast.
If you do it enough, it gets pretty easy.
Holy heck!
This boss is also kind of interesting. Basically, the boss Jackal has a cape that makes him invulnerable, and while he doesn't have the cape, he'll constantly try to go to it. But if he has the cape, he throws cards at you and is constantly running away from you. But this boss is also interesting that if you're holding left or right on the analog stick, it'll spawn on the opposite direction that you're holding during the loading screen.
Yeah, which explains why Jackal spawned on the right instead of the left, like he usually does.
Yeah.
There's a few mechanics, like for example, Gillwing. If you're holding right, he won't do that initial dive, or is it the opposite?
Yeah.
I forget.
It's holding right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny little things. Those are like only bosses I know that are like that. There might be like other things. Like I know when I go into Golfo, I don't hold any direction because for whatever reason I can line up better for the first shot.
Yeah.
So now go on.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say now the final stage is unlocked for Claris, but because it's all levels, we're gonna be doing Elliot stages now.
And this part has another on foot beginning.
Yeah, this one I like a lot because you can do a lot of jumps and really show off like how fast you can go if you time it right.
Yeah, see, that's the first. Faster. She basically was like on the way to do it. If you were to like continue doing that, you can hit pretty absurd speeds across the map.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, is there any big difference between the two kids in terms of how they play, or that just kind of the same to lead
They're
into?
exactly the same.
They're exactly
just
the
aesthetic.
same, yeah.
They just have different sets of stages that I guess are more suitable to their character, maybe.
Fair.
It's not really explained on that in that front.
I like to think of it as like, because the dreams are like, your subconscious space, like they're, dreams made by like Claris or Elliot respectively.
Yeah.
So it's,
makes
like
sense.
it reflects their inner world more. And like they have little endings, or beginning and endings that kind of give you a snippet of their life and what they're going through. So
yeah,
it's kind of fun to
basically
imagine.
Claris's thing is that she is trying to audition for a play that she wants to take part in, and she's having nightmares about bombing stage fright about bombing the audition. And Elliot wants to be really like a basketball star, and he's having fears about screwing up. So here's another one where you have to get orbs off screen, and you want 10 because it skips an auto scroller. That I like the auto scroller because like night turns into a mermaid thing, but it's so slow to go. Yeah, mermare.
Yeah. So fun fact.
It's so slow to go through.
Yeah. So fun fact about Knights. Knights is actually a gender fluid character.
Yeah, because Knights is a nightmare, like a creature of the dream world, and they're supposed to best represent whatever the dreamer wants them to be. So they're fluid in that aspect. Like they're different for different people.
Yeah, so whatever pronouns like you see knights as being is what they go by.
And that's canon. Like, there's interviews that say that.
Yep.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, and so here's Puffy. Basically, Puffy is invulnerable, but you can throw her around all you want, and the idea is just throw her into the end of the hallway where there's some spikes to pop her, because she's a balloon.
And that was pretty much as good as a Puffy run goes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this
about
is
as
the
good as
best
it
case
gets.
scenario, Puffy.
Nice.
So normally I would be like softer setting here, but like it's extreme. It can be a bit risky to do a softer set at times because you can accidentally get booted back to the Saturn BIOS screen.
Yeah, the timing is very sensitive for it. There's a way that you can hold down like 3 buttons and hit start at a certain time, and it'll skip that like little hint screen and go straight back to the main menu. But if you mess up the timing, you go all the way to BIOS and you have to start the disc over from start, which takes a lot of time.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually pretty lenient on when you can start holding it, because it locks out your inputs until that point, so you can hold it. But if you hold it too long, it'll do that.
Yeah, that's the danger, is holding it too long.
Yeah. So now
If you get a feel for it, it's pretty safe. But yeah, this is the last on foot section or start.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this stage a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like ice stages in general.
I do as well. Oops.
This is the only one that has a auto scroller that we'll be forced to do.
Yeah.
Forced to
there's
annoy.
short auto scroller at least.
Skip it.
Yeah,
it's pretty short.
and it's fun.
It is.
Yeah, it's not like the next stage, which has some painfully long auto scrollers that you really have to skip.
Yeah, they'll actually time you out if you hit them.
Yeah, the next stage.
Yeah.
The next stage has 2 auto scroller skips, and one of them is extremely terrifying to do.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's like the orbs you need to collect are right next to the booster that'll set you into the auto scroller, and it's just it can be really nerve wracking if you don't take your time.
Yeah, because the margin for error is very slight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just.
Oh right.
Back to your left.
There's a cage
Yeah.
over here. Or
Yeah.
I'm inside
And now
of
you're
it.
in the cage.
You're in the cage.
How'd that
So yeah,
happen?
there's also those spiky rings that if you go through them, you're fine. But if you touch any of the edges, you lose 5 seconds of time. And time is basically your health.
All right, time to go sledding.
Yeah, you turn into a bobsled and Elliot comes out. Gives the implication that you're just like wearing knights as a skin.
Sure.
You're not supposed
All right.
That is a very.
You're not supposed to think about it that
reaction.
hard.
It just popped in my head just now.
Oh, I know who to blame for my nightmare tonight. Thanks.
I don't know if you've played Sega All Stars Racing Transformed or the most recent
I have.
game. In Sega All Star Racing Transformed, Knights is actually the car
Yeah,
instead of like
Knights is the
driving the car.
Oh,
It
my
is
brain
actually very frightening.
my brain
It is a little
conveniently
alarming,
blasted that out of my memory.
What's even worse is in Journey of Dreams, like one of the vehicles Knights turns into is very unsettling.
Yeah, there's some interesting forms in that game.
So what did I
Now
learn in
we're
today's
gonna-
episode of
Now
Express
we're going to be
Lane?
fighting a kitty.
Oh,
Yeah, claws. This is an interesting fight because basically you're chasing him around and you can't damage him directly because he's always running away from you. So you destroy the firecracker mice that sets off, and
Let go of the mouse,
you
please.
can basically the ones that are lit you can just dash through, but the ones that are unlit you have to do paraloops, and so it just kind of gives the when you first go through it. Ooh, nice.
What?
That was
What?
good.
Very good.
it gives the implication that you can't destroy the unlit ones.
Yeah, sometimes you can paraloop claws as they're jumping between the mice, and that's like the fastest way to actually kill.
Yeah, but that's really tough to do because claws movement is almost instant.
It's usually accidental. It's only been accidental for me.
So the fast strat is just like destroy the ones that claws lights and also paraloop the unlit ones. That way you're just going through and reducing the number of moves he can take. And then you can just dash into him when he's all alone.
And now we're on to probably my least favorite level, Stick Canyon.
I really don't like this stage, but in a speed run, it's probably one of my favorite because there's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's the most.
At least the tower is terrible.
It's the most impressive stage. Gonna get cactus? No.
Cactus skip.
Oh, I got it.
You did it. Oh, you skipped
the cutscene though.
I still got the
So basically, if you're on, you get the cutscene no matter what. But if you're on the cactus when you get hit to lose your orbs, you can move during the cutscene and go to NiGHTS. It's like it doesn't really save any time, but it's really goofy because NiGHTS gets stuck in this weird pose.
NiGHTS looks like they're driving.
Yeah. So in this game, they're not T-posed. They're like it looks like they're sitting down and driving a car. For some reason, they have their legs and arms forward. So like when you're on the cactus and you get hit, it will kick the game will load, but it'll load NiGHTS like without an animation, so it'll be in the T-pose and you'll be able to just fly around like that for a brief period.
Yeah. So here's the scary auto-scroller skip.
Yeah, so right before this auto-scroller, there's exactly 20 orbs you can collect, but you have to know where all of them are. And if you don't, you get stuck in the auto-scroller, which is just basically you're on a grate being tossed around and you can move left and right while on the grate to collect stuff. It's really long and not very interesting, so it's nice to be able to skip it.
It's not very good.
And then there's another one of those. Yeah. So now you get these little magnets things where you have to hit the lever to break out of them.
And this level has lovely enemies called Cuddles.
Yeah. And the Cuddles will drain your your dash meter if you go in their triangle that they make.
Which is pretty detrimental.
Yeah, because there's not really that many opportunities to refill your meter in the stage. And especially for like the boss of the stage, having meters very, very necessary.
Very beneficial, yeah.
To note, you can do the boss of this stage without boost, but it's a lot trickier. And
I feel like it's one of the better ones to do without boost, though, if you get stuck with it.
Yeah, luckily there is one on this tower you can grab. So basically, this is also like another like thing where the perspective changes a little, so you're going up, and we have to have this perspective going back down too, because there's an auto scroller at the top of the tower that obviously you don't want. It's also a really long auto scroller because it combines. It's like one long auto scroller of its own, and then it goes into the other auto scroller that we skipped earlier in the stage.
I just like clipped through that.
That was cool.
Great.
Yeah, sometimes that just kind of happens.
Let's hope that I don't accidentally clip into one of these side grates, because I've had that happen during a run and I had to restart the stage.
Oh no. So yeah, now you have to if you know your way down this this tower, it's not so bad, but because you're basically going down blind.
Yeah,
due to the camera angle.
The camera is fighting against you.
Yeah.
For going down. No, I didn't want to hatch.
You hatched an egg. Yeah. Hatched an Ectopian egg.
Ooh, you're stressing me out for a moment. Made it.
All right, so
that's really hard going down that tower.
Now it's time to face off against Riella, who is like the Shadow the Hedgehog of NiGHTS.
Yeah, basically your counterpart.
The anti-NiGHTS.
Yeah. And this fight's it's like there's also a two-player mode where you you can duel each other as NiGHTS and Riella, and the whole thing is just you have to paraloop each other. And you have to paraloop Riella 3 times to win, and Riella just deals time damage to you.
Round and round and round and round.
There we go.
There you go, nice.
Nice.
One more.
Got it.
There you go.
There it is.
There's also a funny thing you can do, because even though there's a cutscene going on of showing Riala in the middle, Riala is on the field as like an actual object. So like if you can blindly move to where Riala is, you can get a free hit in during the cutscene. But I've never been able to do it, but I've seen it done.
I've had an incident happen where like I've accidentally grabbed onto Riala when he's still in his chair. It was pretty much a soft lock. I couldn't get out of it.
That's funny.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it makes sense, I guess.
Right.
And side note, I noticed a comment in chat, which I 100% agree with. This game has one of my favorite soundtracks for any game. Yeah, these are nothing but bangers
the soundtrack's
here.
Amazing.
I agree.
Yeah. And it's like a living soundtrack too, because the more you play it, the more the soundtrack changes, because it's based on the moods of the Nightopians, and each lap has their own unique mood changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that is cool.
We were talking about with that A-Life file that has all the little kind of chow system with the Nightopians. Their mood, like, there's like 9 levels of mood, and they all have different like remixes on the song. Like they have different arrangements and different melodies, different instruments will kick in for different parts. So like you get to, it's really, sometimes like I'll be playing with a save file, or I'll watch someone play with a save file and I'll be like, wow, I haven't heard this version in forever. I forgot about this version. Like it's really neat.
So now we're in the final stage, which is a bit different than all the others. You play as the child instead of as knights, and you have to do all 4 laps on a single timer. And one of the caveats of playing as either Elliot or Claris is that you can't do paraloops, but as a trade-off, your attract range for collecting things is much larger.
Yeah, you have like a magnetism instead.
Yeah. And so here's like it's like instead of like following the lap, after a certain point, you go on a new route for that section, and you can just turn around and do it much more quickly. And there's like just a really easy tell of when you can turn around. Because like there's like a row of orbs in the back, and it's like when you see those, you can turn around. And there's another one here after you go past that booster, you can turn around.
That's such a big time save.
It really is.
And then, one thing I've never mentioned is you can do tricks in this game with the shoulder buttons, with the L and R shoulder buttons. Like you can do different tricks and stuff. If you have the yellow tail that's following you that you can get in some stages. There's a yellow tail that you can as a power up, as a temporary power you can get for getting more points. You can do tricks with that, and the more tricks you do, the more points you get.
Plus, you can stun on the bosses after you beat them, and you're waiting for the results.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Especially on this boss takes a while, along with I think Golpo is also a slow one. So this is the final bad guy, Wise Man. He's like the master of dreams or something, and he's harvesting people's nightmares to collect the portions of people's souls that
was dumb.
I don't know what his goal is.
Oh man.
Yeah, so basically what this boss is that he has a shield, and it requires both kids as playing as knights to grab the shield. And one of them's controlled by you and the other's controlled by AI. And AI is generally pretty good about staying along with you, but once in a while it can be a little fumbly, but like it doesn't get hit by anything, so it'll always go to where it needs to be.
And they need to be grabbing onto the shield for you to do damage. Like both
you can tell when they're grabbing onto the shield when the shield turns a rainbowy color.
Yep. Like that. And then Wise Man has 4 phases that he goes through. Sometimes he'll repeat a phase for no reason, but it's rare that it happens.
It only ever happens if
Nice.
it takes way too long on the last phase. And
Not for me. Sometimes it'll just happen randomly.
Not GG's yet. Time will stop when it fades to white after this.
Yeah. But GG though.
Yeah, but GG.
Thank you. And time.
Yeah, that was a very smooth run.
GG.
Yeah, and
And then when you beat the game,
levels.
you get an ending with each of the characters that depicts like them facing their nightmares,
Overcoming their arc.
Yeah, And if you beat the game with each character, you get an extra ending. And then there's even another ending you can get if you get all A ranks on all the stages and beat the game again, where you also get a different credit scene.
And you also get the adult version of Dream Dreams, where typically you would get the kid version.
Yeah.
Oh, for the vocals, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, that face right there, that's a face.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, get ready for some la la la's.
Wake up.
It's like, I've never heard such lying before in my entire life.
That is the
Truly
most
profound.
beautiful la 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 I've heard in my life.
Well, as we are being serenaded by the La La Las, please, all three of you, let us know, where can they find you? What are you currently playing? And any other shout outs you might have.
I'll start since I'm the runner. I go by Furesquito Akio on Blue Sky and also Twitch. And I usually play like Sonic games, but I tend to branch out every so often and play casual playthroughs of like other games not related to Sonic. So yeah, and that's it from me. If Shintalk and Soya would like to plug themselves.
Sure. I'm Shintalk everywhere. Right now, I'm not really doing anything right now, but I'm planning to route and speedrun an RPG called Air's Adventure, which recently got a fan translation that I helped do some playtesting on, and it's a really fascinating game. It's spearheaded by the guy who created Tower of Draga, and he wanted to create like a Mystic Quest like RPG where it's meant to be like a beginner's RPG, and they really go places.
I don't have much to shout out. I'm Soyo, but you can find me as Soyo86 on YouTube. I haven't been whole active in speedrunning, but I've been doing a lot of mod and game dev stuff. So I hope to get on the other side of that and start making my own game soon. But that would be a space where you could watch if you are interested in that kind of thing.
Heck yeah. Well, again, thank you, Akio, and everybody so much. GG's one more time for that absolutely awesome run of Nights and Dreams, all levels. That was such a cool run to watch. And gamers, before we head on to a break, just wanted to give a quick shout out to the number of like 10 streak people that I've seen popping off in chat. Like, thank you for being such awesome supporters of GDQ Hotfix. And, you know, if you want to keep supporting Games Done Quick, you can do so with subscriptions, gift subs, any bits, all those cheers, all those contributions help keep. Hello, friends, and welcome back to our just awesome classics of Express Lane. And finally, one of my cohorts shows up. Hi, Freya. She's sleeping. Anywho, continuing looking at that awesome schedule. If you're curious about what's coming up on Hotfix, or just interested again running on GDQ, check out this week's schedule. During break, stay here. We have an awesome run, but during break, check out this week's schedule and submit your runs to be showcased at gdq.gg/hotfix. Anywho, we are heading on to another absolute classic in a category that I'm excited to show off because it's not one you might be very acquainted with. It is Super Mario 64 31 star from Jacobo. So hello, friend. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for submitting to this, because I saw it. I was like, oh, this is an interesting category. All right.
Yeah, no, I was thinking, I was like, I want to be a part of this and kind of show off a category that isn't one of like the main big few that everybody knows. And I think it's a really cool category where it's kind of a cross between, like a middle ground between 16 star and 70 star.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
on board. And I know we have a commentator with you today. They would like to say hi.
How's it going? My name's Beeve. I'm here to commentate Jacobo's run, doing 31 star. 31 stars, the name implies you get 31 stars. It's basically doing 16 star, but with additional stars and no MIPS clip. So going straight to upstairs and then doing the LJ that everyone knows and loves.
Nice.
Should be interesting run. Can't wait to check it out.
All right, are we ready to start?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It's me, Mario.
All right, so
the record,
that's it.
Jacobo is on emulator, so it is no lag here. Which is totally fine. I think being on emulator is totally valid for this kind of game because it's easily accessible. I think that's a pretty popular console of choice if you want to like pick it up and try the game out for yourself. Emulator, there's a lot of well-respected emulator runners in the community. So.
Yeah. And there's also a lot of resources. It's very easy to get into the game. A lot are found on speedrun.com, and there's also Wikipedia and Usamune that can help as well with practice and learning new strats and just learning the game in general, learning the route. But yeah.
Usamune being the practice ROM that we use for this game. Also named after the person who created it. Funny enough. Circa Mark. So.
Yeah, so we're going to go for a little Lakitu skip here.
Yeah, going for Lakitu skip. Unfortunate. had a bit of an interesting camera angle there, but you can skip the Lakitu cutscene here by long jumping on the edge of the bridge there. But it is a little tougher than it looks. It's better than moding, honestly. So you can do something here called LBLJ, which saves, I don't know how much time in 31 star actually, but it does save.
It's
time
about like
overall.
10 seconds.
Oh, is it 10 and 31 as well?
Yeah.
So yeah, LBLJ, lobby backwards long jump saves. Really difficult to do. Gonna go with the bomb clip for here. Nice.
Oh, that was cool.
Very solid bomb clip. Saps there, which is great.
Yeah, so now we're gonna head over to the slide to get the second star.
Oh yeah, I guess it's like Womps 9, I guess, for 70 star.
Yeah.
There's different like routes you can take in 70 star. You can do Womps 8 or Womps 9. Womps 9, you grab the secret slide first and then go to Womps right after. But some people like to do Womps 8 where you skip the slide and then go straight to Womps because it's a heavy reset point. You want to get it out of the way. But it is slower by technically 1 second. So save that 1 extra second. You gotta do Womps 9.
Nice.
So,
12-7, very nice. I should have guessed it.
Very, yeah, but 12-7 I don't get super often, so it's really nice to get it in a no reset like this.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get to redeem myself on that.
So here we're gonna go for we're gonna head into
heading
Womps.
The Womps here, doing you do Canalist first.
Yeah.
Okay. The Canalist is very straightforward strat. When I say straightforward, I mean you've probably seen it done a million times here. The probably texture setup. Yeah, texture setup. So you line yourself up with texture on the bridge. That's why we call it texture setup. You hold straight down.
Nice.
Go up and down, reset the camera, and grab the star.
Also, someone in chat just in all caps, I guess, shouted, "Are we doing Jacobo Reds this run?"
Yes, we are.
I need some context here.
Oh wow. Okay. So it's a strat that I don't know if anyone's done it before, but you'll see later in the run. It's in. Thank you. Yeah, it's in Lethal Lava Land. Loses about a half second, but it's very stylish. So
we support
will
the
see it
swag
later in the
strats here.
Yeah.
If people watched the Jaquarium 70 star run on Hotfix a few months ago, he actually did Jacobo Reds and no one batted an eye. He just did it just out of nowhere. It was pretty sick.
Yep.
All right, so we're
we're
doing
gonna go for a
Womps
cycle
100
called a
coin.
half cycle.
Yeah, Womp's 100 coin here, going for a half cycle. Very tried and true cycle. I feel like it's overlooked. It's very consistent. Definitely gets the job done too. Kind of like almost like more fun than doing the pro cycle or fast cycle. Like kind of take your time with a lot of the strats. You're not rushing around trying to make a sweaty cycle, and you can just go right into it and just grab all these coins.
Yeah, it's very relaxing. It's I mean, I wouldn't say relaxing is the right word, but it's very, it feels much safer than the faster cycles.
Yeah, 100%. Nice.
Here we go!
I do believe that Japanese version saves time in 31 star, but I don't think by much. Maybe like a second.
Yeah, I think it's very similar to what the 16 time save is.
Yeah, sounds about right. They basically do all of Womps here, 31 star. Interesting. I haven't done 31 star in, I don't even know, it's been years since I've done 31 star, and I did it like on a random like stream just one night, just because.
There was a really fun tournament that they hosted about this time last year, actually. That was 31 star. It was kind of my gateway into the community in some sense.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
There's a little lore and history behind 31 star. I see. That's cool. I like that.
Y'all weren't expecting some deep Chocobo lore here, were you, chat?
You got the Chocobo Reds, you got the Chocobo lore. Love to see it.
Yeah, so we're having a pretty solid Womp so far. Only one more star left.
Yeah, a lot of these stars are. We can go into depth on like how precise and specific this game can be, but like a lot of the stars that we watch, you kind of just like watch just because like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Mario just goes up, grabs the star, boom, on to the next one. You know, I think a lot of us here have grown up with the game to know like where the stars are for the most part, but getting them in different ways that maybe you're not used to seeing it's always been really interesting and really cool for people to watch Mario 64 that way.
Yeah, so now we're going to go back to the slide.
Yeah.
Any guesses?
12-9. 12-9.
We'll do another 12-7.
All right.
The run was plus by lack 2 earlier, so why not?
That's a good angle. Yeah, that's probably another 12-7.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. The consistency.
That feels so good.
Very nice. And then you're doing wing cap, I believe, right?
Yep. Yeah, so
okay.
So far the route has been the same as the 70-star route. And in this stage, we're just going to collect the 8 reds and hopefully hit the wing cap thing. Hit the wing cap button without triggering the text box.
Yeah, you can do a text box skip where you hit the switch and then grab the star right after you hit the switch. Saves a few seconds. And it's pretty cool looking too. Some people may be familiar with the Siglemic and Vanish Cap. Kind of works the same way.
There you go.
Nice.
Now there's another strat you could do where you fly right into the button and roll out directly into the star without landing on the ground. It's a little faster, but much harder, I'd say.
Yeah. The difficulty trade-off is a lot harder than just like landing and then pulling out over the button.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And it like doesn't save as much time as you think. All right, heading into Dark World. I was going to be doing Dark World Reds. Probably going for a Shigeru cycle, hopefully. Fortunately, missing the button there. The cycle's going to be a little bit tighter now. We call it Shigeru cycle. It's named after a proficient Japanese runner in the community who goes by Shigeru. Like the early days, around like 2009 or so, where they were kind of coming up with strats and cycles in this game. And Shigeru was kind of the one who pioneered this kind of strat, and we still call it Shigeru cycle to this day, like 20 years later. It's really cool.
I'm just missing it.
Unfortunate, going for a normal cycle here. Worries. Not dying is the best kind of cycle in Dark Hole, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just watching this as a spectator. It's always so impressive to see any Super Mario 64 runner just absolutely demolish this game. For those that watch GDQ, there was a 70-person 70-star relay, and I had to do a very simple star, and I just tried to do the star I had in Wet Dry World. I gained so much more respect for all y'all.
Oh wait, which star were you?
What star was it?
I had to collect this. I didn't. It was the one after secrets and 100 coins and wet dry. I literally just hit a double jump, and I was like 5% awake. I said, I'm just gonna race the water level and swim to the dang thing.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And I'm like, I was like, how do I swim again? Okay, it's like, it just. Y'all blow my mind anytime I see a Super Mario 64 run. Like, so much respect. Because you make it look so easy.
Yeah, I mean, we practice this game too much, so that's probably why I make it a little easier than most.
Yeah.
way
I'll probably
too
put
much.
in at least 2,000 hours into this game.
Yeah, same, except like in the 5-6 range, probably. It's a good game. The practice round makes it so like you want to practice the game, and we have like a good community too. So like you see people practicing, and it's like, wait, I want to practice too, and you just hop in a call with them, all practice together, and it's like, hey, you want to do a race? It's like, yeah, sure, let's do a race.
3 days later,
team rolls from there.
Yeah, I mean, we also have a thing going on right now called the Daily Star, where basically every day there is a new single star, basically, where there's a whole leaderboard. At least 40 people compete every day, and you try to get the fastest time in a star, and you compete against a bunch of different people from the community. It's awesome. Brings the community together. Has a lot of people practicing together.
Yeah, super cool. It's a little friendly camaraderie. A lot of people try to beat each other's times, kind of push each other in a nice way, of course.
Nice.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we're not dropping the penguin off the edge here. We're gonna let the mom have a good time with the baby.
Yeah, we're not killing the animals here. Right, doing ball kicks will work here. Very nice. Oh, good backup there. Very nice.
So that star's a little scary. That was one of the ones I was a little worried about.
Yeah, you have like 5 frames to wall kick off of that back wall after the backflip. It's one of the few times you ever do an intentional backflip in this game. And trying to like time the wall kick there is a little tricky. Sometimes you press A too early and then you just bonk and Mario just falls to death. So
yeah,
luckily Jacobo got it first try.
Nice.
And now we're just gonna do a little slide skip here, just sort of like the same concept as the first slide skip, just going straight to the end pretty much.
Yeah. You are doing CCM 100, right?
No, it's the last one in CCM, so we're gonna head down to the basement.
Okay. So I was gonna mention CCM 100, you do the penguin race, and you can't do a slide skip on that because if you do try to do the slide skip, the penguin calls you a cheater. So you can't do that.
Weird.
So we combine it with 100 coin because you got to go down the slide anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna go for a strat called Pillarless now, where through some very precise inputs and getting the bomb in a certain position called hands-free, you can actually push yourself through. There, I'm just gonna skip the rabbit because I missed him. I, clipped the wall. But
yeah, that's fine. We'll grab him on the way back. But yeah, essentially, he's gonna do something here Pillarless. So, fortunate little frame light there. So basically, the first star that Jacobo did, which was bomb clip, basically a crazy looking bomb clip where you just like grab the bomb in a certain way where Mario is like not touching it with his hands.
And dying on the backup. That's so unfortunate.
That's okay. That is a backup you can do there to back up Pillarless mistake, but we're gonna go for Pillarless again. Take 2.
I'm just gonna ditch that one.
Punch, unfortunately. Take 2 on the backup. But yeah, it's essentially like it's an elongated like bomb clip, and basically you take the bomb and then if you ground pound and jump on the same frame while doing hands free, you clip through the pyramid and then end up in the hole where the top would fly off and you touch all top 4 pillars. That's why we call it pillarless. Okay, that's a good bomb. Double jump. Good. And return to make sure the accuracy is good. And angle looks good. There we go. Very nice. That trick's very, very, very difficult. Like when I was first learning that strat, it took me like 3 to 4 hours to even get it once with save states. And that was me after knowing how to play the game. So
yeah,
it's really, really hard. All right, now we're doing the Allen Stars.
The Talon Star.
It looks hard, but it actually is a little easier than it looks. Pretty flashy.
It's a little deceptively difficult.
A little bit, yeah. There's some parts of it, but like once you understand like the gist of it, it's pretty straightforward.
All right, and now here's the Jacobo Reds as talked about earlier.
All right.
Yo, Jacobo Reds. See it.
It's so funny.
That is so cool looking. It's not the type of red coins you typically see.
And that little kick in the middle is invented by the one and only GTM. I'd like to give him a nice shout out there.
Very nice.
Every time I see that, I'm like, I feel like you just like do it differently every single time. I'm not used to seeing it. All right, now we're doing the hot log rolling star, which we call it logless. Just fly over the wall here and just fly into the star.
Mm-hmm. And there's another strat you'd see 16 runners do, where they triple jump and wall kick and then get a ledge grab at the top of that cage there to completely skip getting the wing cap at all.
Yeah, but it is slower, so that's why we do the wing cap strat.
And I just want to give you a heads
so
up.
You might as well go for it.
That when you did Jacobo Reds, chat popped off. Just so you're aware.
People love their Jacobo Reds, even though it's intentional time loss.
That was a great moment in SM64 history right there.
This community is awesome.
So we just did bully the bullies, and then now we're doing boil the big bully. I believe you're going to be doing the other start.
I had a weird setup for that.
Yeah,
but
good backup.
Still a decent backup.
Yeah. Backups are always weird in this game because it's like you're not used to like making mistakes in certain areas, so you kind of have to do like movement on the fly and be like, okay, let's see how this works, and you kind of just like make it up as you go. And I feel like the more familiar you are with this game, the better your backups are, and that's what kind of separates the runners who know how to do the tricks versus like the experienced runners who are able to like back things up.
And now that chat's in a frenzy, someone mentioned John Garza clip for the fans. What?
Okay. John is someone in our community who there's a clip named after him where he invented the setup. It's in Wet Dry World. I will not be doing it this run because we'll never enter Wet Dry World.
Yeah, we skip Wet Dry World, unfortunately, but there's no John Garza clip, unfortunately. It's also known as elevator clip, which is kind of a new strat that some people are actually implementing in their runs. Benji64 is a top level 70 runner who's actually going for it in runs, and it's actually crazy how consistent he is at it.
Wow.
Yeah. And also people like do whatever and simply have played around a little with it.
Yeah, I think it saves like I don't actually know how much time saved it is. I know it's like upwards of like 10 seconds, probably.
Ooh.
It's a big time save, but it's very precise. It's very difficult, and you lose a lot of time if you mess it up.
All right. So now we're going into Hazy Maze Cave, the final stage of the basement here. Well, I guess not including DDD. Getting an unfortunate ledge grab there.
Gonna go back up. It's always awkward to like go for backups there. So sometimes your backup is to just go for another star. Movement may be unfamiliar enough to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for another star. Not gonna risk it.
It is impressive how quickly Jacobo's been like switching it up to get a different star, and it just to be able to do that quickly is super impressive.
I appreciate it. It's a lot of just it's just mainly a lot of time spent in the game.
It's just experience, essentially.
Yeah. But doing it properly on the second try here.
Yeah, there's another strat you can do there where we call it right side, and you just go around the right side on the right platform and then long jump across. That's the strat I do. I don't really like the strat. That's what's so good about this game. There's different versions of the same star you can do that ends up being almost the same amount of time. So
just like this strat I'm about to go for.
Oh boy.
The famed left side.
Yeah, that's a strat you don't normally see, because if you do it on console, the game lags like 2 frames a second. So it goes extremely slow. That's why you don't normally see it on console. But on emulator, there's no lags.
And there's another trick you could do there called box triple jump. Where basically, and there's also a sign flip too, but that's way harder. Box triple jump is also decently harder than what I just did, and I didn't feel consistent enough to to go for it today. All right.
Oh yeah, you get nips too. Forgot about that. That's funny. That was actually a good backup. I didn't think of do that for MIPS, because you're going to the star door anyways. So it kind of looks like 16 star right now, but now we're just going to open the door normally. It was interesting to see the star being grabbed there after grabbing MIPS. You don't want to grab the star.
Yeah.
Although when you first do 16 star runs, everyone grabs that star every single time.
It's kind of hard to avoid sometimes.
Yeah, it's it's so glowing and yellow. I want to grab it. All right, DDD goes going for he's going for chip. Missed the chip, unfortunately. That's a clip you can do where if you punch into the wall a certain way, you clip all the way to where Jacobo is now. It saves roughly a second. It's like 0.7 or 0.8 or something.
Yeah, I've been pretty consistent with it recently. It's why.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely don't knock you for trying it. It's named Chip Clip because it's the person who discovered it. His name's Chip Groove, good friend of mine, and he was just messing around in DDD one day, and he just found that clip and shared it with the community. It's like, hey, was this ever found? And everyone's like, what is that? Pretty cool.
So now the ending is essentially, after entering DDD, the ending is the same that you'd see in a normal 16-star run. So we're going to do Bowser 2 without reds here, and then we're going to go to the BLJs.
Oh, fortunate burn there. Probably going to have to take like a...
Yep.
It's a very tricky cycle to make. A lot of the Bowser stages are on cycles, which makes them so like you want to practice them all the time just to make sure you make the cycle. But cycle here, if he was fast enough, he would have made it to the top there without having to wait here. So fortunately, gonna wait here, but it is what it is. I still think that strat is really hard. I have a hard time making that cycle, even myself.
Yeah.
Although I am a 120 runner, so I still find
you can just long jump all down the left side there. There's just like a few pixels where it's more lenient than Lackets used to get, but where you just long jump across the entire side of the level.
I think those long jumps are a little trickier than they look. So if you're like facing a certain direction, you can. Oh no!
Bowser.
The classic punch cancel.
Bowser's like, you thought.
Yeah. I know he stood over me.
Unfortunately, what Jacobo did there was a punch cancel. So you can punch and then immediately cancel Mario's punch animation with a run. So if you punch and then run, I forget how many frames you have, but you can accelerate like Mario's positioning that way. But a lot of people tend to do that with Bowser throws too. I usually like let go of the stick when I'm about to grab Bowser's tail because I don't have to be immediately ready for the spin. You have to wait for him to put Bowser down to get ready for the spin, and then you start going. So, yeah, that is a classic where you punch cancel instead of grab the tail. So.
Now, on the Japanese version, when you're grabbing the key, you can actually make Mario dab as well. But since I'm playing on US, I'm unfortunately not able to.
Yeah, Japanese exclusive glitch only. All right, now we're heading into upstairs, and we're just going to skip all of upstairs and Tippy, which is like the tip top of the castle, all that section. Go. Right. BLGs are tricky. There's like a certain setup you can do that make them work, but I feel like only like top level 16-star runners really know it. Right, so there's the first BLJ.
Nice.
We got our second set of BLJs here. You want to be careful with these second set of BLJs because if you long jump into the left corner or the left side of the stairs, you can clip into Wet Dry World. Unfortunately, you gotta do right into the hole too. That was nice. You would have to like redo the first BLJ again after that. So you definitely don't want to clip into Wet Dry World when that happens. All right, now we're into Bits, Bowser in the Sky. Call it Bits No Reds. There's not red coins. Really satisfying movement. A very fun start of practice. So far, jump dive too. It's slightly faster than a long jump. Going for a standing left. Oh, and unfortunately, the ledge crabbing on the left and not dying, but it's super unfortunate. Go all the way back up.
Yeah, I might play it safe on the second time around. Take the pole.
As we're heading up there, just want to remind everybody that coming up in like a week or so, February 5th to the 8th, is going to be a 4-day speedrun marathon called Back to Black. It's going to be featuring black speedrunners, and we're going to be benefiting Race Forward. So gamers in chat, !schedule, Twitch chat right now to check out that event, or go to gdq.gg/BAF to learn more. It's going to be super awesome. And I don't know if y'all saw that Hidden Heroes episode before this. We did a Back to Black showcase, so get to see some other heckin' cool runners too.
Hey.
A number of times I have fallen on that gust of wind because I wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
The classic. Yep. If you're on the right side of the wind, you can like it like doesn't last as long for some reason. All right, winding up the throw. There's the first throw. One. Quick grab. Second throw, that looks good too. Oh, quick re-grab there. Oh, a little early.
Missing the third.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. There's the third throw. Time ends when he grabs the final star.
Yep.
And GG's. Very nice.
Yep. Thank you.
Jeez.
Time.
All right, that's time.
Well done. That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
a good run other than the Pillaros mishap and the Bits fall.
Yeah.
Ms. Lakitu, but everything else was really solid.
Yeah. I appreciate that. And thank you. Obviously, thank you for having me on. And thank you for joining me in the booth, Peeves. It's always a pleasure.
Of course.
And this is such an awesome event. And I'm so glad to be part of it.
Yeah, and again, both of you, please let people know where they can find you, what are you playing, any other shout-outs you might have. All
right, well, yeah, I'm Jacobo on Twitch. Jacobo, the first O is tripled, so Jacobo. And and I mainly just play Super Mario 64. I've been on a big 120-star kick recently, so There's a bit of a stiff competition between a few of us pushing for 144. So it's a good time to tap in. And occasionally I'll play Geometry Dash, and yeah, Steve.
I have been taking a little bit of a streaming break. I just moved recently, so I will be back streaming soon. But we've been doing some Mike Tyson's single segment speedruns. I just got sub 20 recently, so for fun.
Nice. Well, thank you both again for that. Absolutely. Oh, do you have a quick shout out or?
No.
Shout out to the Zoops crew.
There you go.
Yeah, shout out Zoops.
Again, thank you both for that awesome run. I know I saw somebody in chat say that they unfortunately tuned in late to see the run. Don't worry, because we're going to be showing these on our youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick channel. You can catch up and rewatch. Hello again, friends, and welcome back to this awesome classic episode of Express Lane, where we are looking at some super cool runs, one of which is coming up next, and I was so obsessed with this game as a kid and terrible at it, which is why I'm super excited to see Tornate absolutely destroy this run of Spyro Reignited the Trilogy, and we're doing Year of the Dragon any percent. So hello, friend, how are you?
Hello, Oscar. It has been a hot minute, and by a hot minute, I mean like a month ago since the last time I was on this show.
So, hey, that's what happens when you submit a run to Hotfix. I'm like, I like this run. Get back on my show.
Yeah, so hello everybody. My name is Tornate, and I'm here to show off one of my absolute favorite speed games of all time. I run a million different games, but this is in my top 3 for sure. The Spyro Reignited Trilogy, as Oscar so eloquently said, Year of the Dragon. So we have the Reignited Trilogy, done built like over almost a decade ago, complete from the ground up remakes of Spyro 1, Spyro 2, and the best one, Spyro 3. And so we are going to go through the entire game, 80%, as I said. So I do appreciate the fact that our estimate is 59.59. So already kind of bring a little bit. Okay, I'll do my best to straddle along and get to under, not sub hour, sub 59.59. So yeah, so we are ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Okay, main objective: collect 100 eggs, beat the sorceress, and that's about it. The plot is essentially, the sorceress stole a bunch of eggs. Let's rescue them. Not exactly the most in-depth story in the world, but we are here. We're even not going to pay any attention to the story at all. So we're just here to collect eggs. And as I mentioned, 80% is 100 eggs. So basically, if you're trying to compare this to old school Spyro 3 speedrunning, it'd be not OG 3NE, it'd be OG 100 egg. And all of these eggs are hidden across the entire game. So well, we already found one less than a minute in.
Nice.
Isn't the sorceress like such a great boss sending henchman to be able to show off, to be able to hide all these eggs? And just like that, we already got another one. So nice. What we did just there was a skip. Basically, we're going to be using a variance of these different wall glides to essentially sequence break the entire game. That second egg that I just got probably saves about like 30 seconds over trying to do it normally. This one, probably like on another like near half minute of time save. This egg is supposed to be like one of the last eggs you're supposed to collect in the level. And this will not be the only time where, hey, this egg that we're going to collect first is actually it's actually going to be the very first one that we collect. The way progression works in Reignite, or really in Spyro 3, not just Reignited, is that every single level has what we call the end of level egg. And that's usually talking to an NPC, doing, some sort of action whatsoever that like completes like the mini story, if there even is one. Just like that, we freed the mayor of Sunny Villa, and just like that, the game has now deemed it, we have beaten the level proper. The way we get to every single hub world is that we need to collect the end of level egg in every single level in this game. However, that's not enough to get to 100 eggs. Imagine there were 100 levels in this game. Oh my god.
Ooh,
yeah, so Instead, we are basically going to secrets break so many of these levels to really be able to get a lot of these eggs that normally would take us forever if we were trying to do this casually. And this is one of the early very stressful wall glides, because not that first one, this second one, because we're essentially going to really, there we go. Beautiful. I call that basically we did a series of 6 wall glides in the first 3 minutes. I call that the 6 for 6, and I'm very happy that we basically did all 6 of them essentially flawlessly. So already a very good start to this run.
Nice.
Also, we just beat the level. We just talked to this one NPC, and boom, we've already been sending people. How many minutes are we into? A little over 3 minutes?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, a lot of the cool stuff in this game is you just be able to really get a firm grasp of this game, I don't say they kind of rushed it or they took some shortcuts, but the developers really left just enough for speedrunners to be able to take advantage and really kind of break this game pretty wide open, given the constraints that we have in terms of progression. We can't get to the next hub world without having to beat every single level in this game. Same case actually as the original game. The original game does not have a way to have to skip every single level or every single hub world, without having to beat every level. But thankfully, this has been mitigated by the fact that we get to show off a lot of really neat stuff. One thing that we'll see as we go through this game is the concept of a perfect hover. In Spyro Reignited, and more specifically in 2 and 3, because you don't get the hover ability until Spyro 2, is that a lot of these hovering basically gives you a nice little flutter at the end of a glide or at some point during your glide, and you'll be able to kind of reach some places that a regular glide wouldn't be able to do so. However, in the Reignited Trilogy, they kind of tooled the glide and the hover in such a way where if at the apex of our jump, if we're able to just kind of jerk Spyro to the left or to the right, any either direction, and we press the hover button almost immediately afterwards, we're able to get a lot more basically get a higher height than we normally would, because by doing so, we actually are able to preserve a little bit of Spyro's height that would otherwise be lost if we just did a normal glide. So we are going to see that, especially starting the second homeworld, just how much the perfect hover just completely breaks how we do a lot of these levels for sure.
And don't mind me, I'm just absolutely blown away by how you're just decimating this run.
Oh, you thought we were decimating? Oh, Oscar, you're not ready for what's about to happen. This is not the hardest trick in the entire game that we're about to do. It is my favorite one to show off to people who have never seen a speedrun of Reignited 3 ever. The Seashell Shore is your first main swimming level, and it's the first time we're going to be able to introduce the main gimmick of Spyro 3, which is being able to play as these side characters of different animals that kind of change up the gameplay a little bit, so it's not just Spyro all the time. However, we are supposed to free our first character, Sheila the kangaroo. However, we have, in order to access any minigames that she may be involved in. However, we have not done that yet, so how are we supposed to do that? Simple. We get kind of just crushed by this barrel, and we go out of bounds and go into the portal that is normally locked at this point in the game, and we just get to play as Sheila.
That is awesome.
And just like that, it gives us access to 2 relatively quick eggs, or rather, the first one is a quick egg. The second one, it takes a hot minute. However, it's kind of one of those, you're already here, you might as well do it. And not only that, you also do get a decent amount of gems, which is the other main collectible in this game. Gems don't particularly play as big a role in this game as opposed to Spyro 1, or even in a casual playthrough of this game where you have to pay money back the greedy bear. that is going to be at your doorstep every single way of this adventure. However, because of the way we've been sequence breaking a lot of these levels, we have not really seen that Moneybags was actually at a couple of points in this adventure already so far. But because we were able to kind of access areas that we normally were not supposed to, in ways that the game was not intended for us to access, we're able to save up a lot of gems. So much so that the current route has us only collect 2,300 gems. And we only really need to focus on the first 2,000 because once we get past the 2,000 mark, the final 300 gems are like, we're not even going to have to worry. We will naturally collect them. In fact, I'm willing to bet by the time we're going to be asked to pay the final 300 gems, we're going to be at like 430, 440. Like, that's how simple it is to collect the gems, like, by the end of the game.
That's cool.
And by the way, if anyone, this episode obviously is themed around, going back to the classics. Oh, wait, did I not? I could have sworn I put in the retro Spyro skin. Oops, that was my bad. I was going to point out the fact that, hey, you get the retro Spyro skin for this episode. I'm a liar. I apologize.
That's all good.
All right, let's see. We didn't get the good Bluto. Oh, wait, no, we did get the good Bluto. This is a bit of an RNG mess, this little mini boss fight. Depending on who you ask among the top runners, they will either do this fight or not do this fight at all and go for like a later fight that is very much like hardly any RNG at all. Actually, there is no RNG. It's very cycle based, but it can be a potential volatile one in a massive time loss if you're not able to just get the cycles right on a submarine minigame that we'll not see for another, like, I don't know, half hour from now.
Oh, jeez.
And now we're already basically, I already kind of lost track how many eggs. We already got plenty of eggs. We're not even 10 minutes into the run. But now, we're over a fifth of the way done. But we are kind of a little bit low on gems. We are already at a point where we can buy Sheila's freedom from Moneybags. Because we only need 300, but we are going to need 700 for the next character. And this is where Mushroom Speedway comes into play. It's your classic Spyro flight level, speedway level, obstacle course. You have a time limit. However, in this one, it is the most rewarding out of all three games, where in the original game, I think in both Spyro 1 and Spyro 2, you only get like 200. In this one, you get 300. Actually, no. I think you actually get 400 in the Spyro 3. And that is a huge chunk of change because 400 is 1/5 of the gems you need for the first three characters in the run. So hopefully I'm able to keep the cycles on these butterflies. And just charge into it. Oh, nice. Finally! I've been struggling with Mushroom Speedway as of late, so I'm very glad I was able to get for it. 46 seconds, actually not bad. That is a pretty solid time. And then we're going to go through our one and only time we get to play as Hunter, a character introduced from Spyro 2, and it's just a shoot the UFOs minigame. How did I miss that, dude? I don't know. That UFO had like Ultra Instinct on. I have no idea how he dodged that one.
He was using cheat codes, clearly.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, this game does have cheat codes. Spyro 3 does have cheat codes, so maybe there's some hidden tech that we have not discovered that the sheep know. Maybe that sheep knows something we don't.
Now, I know you'd mentioned, I think in your submission, it's like, this one is by far the favorite and best of the Spyros. Why is that for you?
Okay, admittedly, it is nostalgia. Okay, no, it's not fully nostalgia, because I played all three games when I was a little kid. I owned Spyro 1, I owned Spyro 3. I would rent from Blockbuster Spyro 2 to the point where it actually made no financial sense to actually keep renting from Blockbuster, but, what did I know? I was 7 at the time. And, but no, overall, I do love Spyro 3. I love the movement that he has, even in the original game where it's like, it's not as like grounded. It's like you get to play a little bit from an air from with Spyro's like jumping, whereas you get a little floaty, and I kind of like that in when I'm doing platformers, like just having your character be like very floaty. And I also just really like the variance in the different play styles, like Sheila the Kangaroo, focusing a lot more on like vertical platforming. Our next character, Sergeant Bird's going to be focused more like on aerial combat. Bentley can insult because I don't like playing at Bentley. I've never met a single person who's ever actually liked playing at Bentley, but we have to play at Bentley. And his annoying twerp brother, who I'm not even going to say his name properly when we get to him. Don't worry about it. But yeah. So far, this run has actually been going extremely solid. But yeah, Spyro 3, I personally love this game. I know some people that are like, I don't like Spyro 3 nearly as much, since it's like, it suffers from like third game-itis where like they kind of throw a lot of stuff at the wall just to change things up a little bit. I personally like it. I like how like different the game kind of behaves with like, it's not Spyro all the time. And not only that, you get like to introduce the Sparks levels, which I kind of like them. I liked them when I was a kid. I was terrible at them, but I did like them with playing like the, I forgot what, it was like one of those like top-down shoot 'em ups. If I remember, I think that's what they're called.
Yeah, that'd be a shmup.
All right, and just like that, we've already beaten the first homeworld. Midday Garden. Now we're going to Midday Gardens and going into our first boss fight. Buzz, or giant ugly green Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
But yeah, by the way, I'm very happy for everyone tuning in. It is an incredible honor to be back here on Hotfix and here on Express Lane with the wonderful Asuka. Wow, my game I think just lagged horrendously. It's fine. We're able to push Buzz into the lava. I took that damage on purpose to kind of just interrupt the cycle. The buzz cycle. It's very long. You want to try your best to kind of mitigate the time as much as possible, and some of it includes taking damage and just kind of interrupting the cycle just so we can get to the next phase. And some of it also includes like if you stand like at a certain spot. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Didn't have to take damage there. That is truly optimal. It is extremely. No. Sheila, why? That's fine. It's fine. Not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. This is definitely one of the major run killers in the early game, because like you do not want because you can get potentially trapped in there. It's volatile, but hey, it is fine. We march on forward and we get through this game, and hopefully Sheila doesn't interrupt things. Oh my god, 2 in a row. I've never had that in a row. 2 in a row.
All right, Sheila, behave.
I'm gonna take the damage. I have more than enough health for this. I'm gonna take the damage. I did not like where. Oh. Normally we're able to pull it off on phase 3, but to pull it off twice on phase 2, twice in a row. I'm gonna be honest. Silver linings and everything.
Yeah. It's like in the interim, I know, or in the meantime. There were a couple comments earlier about the 59 on your estimate. So you can actually thank our wonderful producer, Richard, for that.
Third time today. The old marathon saying, oh my god, I've never seen that before, but that's usually a bad thing. This is actually a good thing. This would have been a gold split if this was on the first attempt.
Yeah, our wonderful producer for Express Lane, Richard, thought of that cheeky 59 many moons ago related to Express Lane, since this show is specifically for 60 minutes less or less. I remember the first time I saw that, I was so glad I had my mic muted because I was laughing uncontrollably when I saw that.
Yeah, no, it is honestly a great bit.
I love it. It's the simple things, I swear.
All right. Second homeworld, Midday Gardens. This is where kind of the game starts to really take like a bit of a dramatic jump in difficulty with some of these stuff and some of the not so nice things this game will throw at you. Let's see if I can. Okay, good. That is there's sometimes, very rarely, there is like a platform or there's a hitbox that like pushes Spyro down and just essentially like pushes Spyro to his death. Thankfully, nothing there. All right, so now I mentioned perfect jump from the get-go. Now we are going to actually see it in action and just kind of go to a platform. Spyro is not meant to go at all. Like this is not, or rather like not through this means. And already we are here at, this is like the end of the level. We just need to light up this final rocket and we are good to go.
Jeez.
Oh, nice. Gotta get those extra 2 gems. My gem counts aren't like something you have to stress about too much. I will say, admittedly, it is a tiny bit low. I wish it would be like, I think I'm about like 20 gems under. Not the worst thing in the world. There are so many ways to kind of recover the gem count. It's not a run killer whatsoever, but it is something that like, for a lot of like runners and like upper echelon runners who have like a sub 50 in with the load remove timer, which is how we tying this game for leaderboard. It is something that we kind of keep more and more attention to, but it is something that like is one of those things where like if you get really unlucky and just don't grab a lot of gems early, you kind of have to like reroute how a little bit some of your movement in order to be able to access to be able to get to that final 1,000.
Sounds.
And also, we kind of skimmed over this entire Tony Hawk segment because, listen, this game came out in 2000. Like, of course, like you have to have a skateboarding section. Like, now, Metal Gear Solid 2 had a skateboarding minigame.
Oh yeah,
you know that's how much the skateboarding genre ran deep in the early to mid 2000s in and specifically PlayStation games.
Just one of those things had been.
Yeah, and I remember the Disney skateboarding minigame, which actually I believe used the engine from Tony Hawk 3, and just sort of like just put it as, I'm not even kidding. Like you look at how from the UI, it's straight up lifted from Tony Hawk 3.
I believe it.
Okay, Icy Peak is one of my absolute favorite levels to show off like a lot of the movement tech in this game. Because first, we're gonna start out with this, again, the wall right here, with 1 perfect hover. And then 2 perfect hovers. By the way, this is supposed to be the very last egg you're supposed to collect. Again, with the theme, final egg, actually no, it's the first one we're gonna collect in the level.
Of course.
And now I could break open that ice wall to go the long way to get this egg, but where's the fun in that? When I can just get a nice little glide into Maynard. Which, by the way, chat, what has been your favorite egg name that we have seen so far? We haven't gone to like personally like the really good ones in this game. Obviously, we're starting out with Chet. Any Chet fans in chat?
I'm just curious where they got all these names from.
Some of these names I am questioning. Right. It's funny. When in Enter the Dragonfly, they kind of did something similar. With instead of naming eggs, they named dragonflies. But the names kind of got like a little bit more like that's kind of like out of left field with the naming conventions. However, there's a few eggs that I personally love their names. One in particular is a super fan favorite, so much so that it's like a tradition, like a category extension. I'm not going to spoil the name. I will point it out when we get to it. The category is literally collect that egg and that's it, just because of how silly the name is. All right, now we're finally in Sergeant Bird. That's the second character. His whole thing is just you fly around and you shoot rockets. That's pretty much it. The story of this level is the sorcerer basically kidnapped all the hummingbirds, or most of the hummingbirds that are in the base, because the Sergeant Bird is like a well, he's a sergeant, but I guess actually we never really established if it's like an army, like an active army or something. But either way, we're supposed to free, or at least one of the acts is supposed to free the hummingbirds. We're not going to free a single one in this entire level. It's literally the end of level egg is just an escort mission to the halfway point of the level. We actually don't even get to see. There's an entire second half of the level that we do not get to see because we just beat the level right here and now.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah, no hummingbirds for anyone. And I am seeing also in chat one Dylan J. Fox, who Bellows SRT 3 lover and also ran OG Spyro 2 at GDQ. So shout out to Dylan, who just had an absolute stellar for run, and also a stellar for run at Oops All PlayStation this past weekend. Absolutely stellar OG Spyro 3 any run.
Yeah, GG's to that.
All right, I kind of did a very quick little quit game and then continue for two reasons. One, to recover Spark's health to full. Secondly, for whatever reason, this level in particular has a weird little quirk where, quote unquote, the level starts, but you cannot control at all. In fact, all you get is a black screen for like 5 seconds while the music's playing. By the way, we just beat the level.
Nice.
The explanations take longer than actually beating the level, which I think is actually really, really funny.
That is fantastic.
Everyone say hi to Frank. Oops.
Hi, Frank.
I accidentally forgot to go up. The menu selection was still stuck on quit game, not exit level. There we go. Now we quit the game. Now we exit the level. Oh my God. But yeah, so far so good. We're now about to enter our next level, Bamboo Terrace, which I just mentioned Dylan J. Fox. We're about to execute a very, very unique, pretty advanced version of the wall glide to sequence break. Basically, play the level in reverse, and thanks bunnies, where it's going to take a lot of setup. Hopefully, I'm able to get it like effortlessly, but it is definitely... Let's see if I can get the 2 for 1. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we basically grabbed 2 eggs for the price of 1 to just get me a little bit closer to Bamboo Terrace. And let's see, 328 gem count. A little low, but you know what? Still very, very much manageable. Okay, so normally we're supposed to, help the pandas from not being bullied by all the Ronics. Instead, we're just going to go over here. Yeah, and a little to the right, and there we go.
Nice.
And just like that, we have reached the end of the level. SRT 3 has so many really cool things in terms of like how to play levels in very unintended ways. Like this one, where we are waiting for a sound cue, where I wasn't even listening for a sound cue. I'm just, that go to where I don't even need to wait for the sound cue. If you're playing this game and you did what I just did, on your left headphone, you would have heard like the ooh from the thief signaling that he's about to start running. That one thief chase where it has the egg and you got to flame them to collect the egg, can only go one way. Meaning that if we just beat him to the landing spot at the end of the bridge, we just flame him in, no problem whatsoever. So I'm very, very happy we kind of go for it, because it is quite a bit of a journey to grab that egg if we actually miss the timing here. right, who's ready for some RNG?
Always.
Or specifically 1/3 RNG. Spike's a pretty straightforward fight. There's 3 phases, and you basically have to deal with, hitting him with collectibles that you get throughout the level. The first one is the RNG part. So I'm hopeful that I get favorable. Instead, I'm going to bait him into charging me. Ooh, very nice. Okay, now I just need to wait and... Oh my god, beautiful rock RNG. And my joystick just decided to move. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Just gotta wait. Oh, are you for real? Oh my god, thank goodness. Yeah, no, this is... It's a pretty volatile fight on that first phase, but second and third phase are actually even easier because it's not RNG. You just gotta follow where Sergeant Bird is flying to, and usually you can more or less time when he's gonna drop it. I believe I don't know the exact timing, but it is pretty cycle based, so not gonna have any problem. He's gonna drop it in 3, 2, 1 now. Now it's gonna... Oh, yeah, so not gonna try to center. You should. There we go. All right, easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, we can get the what we call the early whirly, where basically we kind of just go all the way off to the outer ring, and if we do a head bash right as the egg collecting cutscene starts, we basically save ourselves like 2 to 3 seconds from the animation of Spyro just like having a nice Sunday trot to the whirly gig. And listen, this is Express Lane. We only have 59 minutes and 59 seconds to beat this game. So, andale, Spyro, come on. But yeah, if there are any questions for anybody that is like curious in chat about anything specific, curious about the game and learning about this game, Reignited. So there are 2 Spyro speedrunning servers. There's like the OG Spyro speedrunning server, and then we have the Reignited server. And we have plenty of people who are more than happy to help out anybody who is curious about learning the game for the first time, whether it's Reignited 3, 2, 1, all 3 at the same time. You wanna go for like a trifecta category, which they can be very fun, even if they can be a little bit, time consuming for sure.
Well, and a big question I always have for like the remastered or remakes versus the OGs, like how different are the runs between just looking at Year of the Dragon?
When it comes to Spyro 3, it's very, very different. Like I said, this is Reignited 3 however, if you were to compare this to its PlayStation 1 counterpart, you wouldn't even look at original 3 any percent, because the original 3%, original 3 any percent, can you tell English is actually my second language? The original 3 has a skip into the final boss core that through a trick called Helmet Proxy. Or there's multiple, but the most popular one is Helmet Proxy, where we don't actually need to collect 100 eggs to fight the sorceress. Reignited does not have that. So one way to look at it, if you wanted to look at it side by side, would be to look at 100 egg, where you still do a lot of really interesting tricks. Tricks that are original exclusives, such as the famous swim in air glitch, where you can just swim, depending on that texture of the water where Spyro's at, you can trigger Spyro being able to walk on water. By the way, this is the egg that I was referring to, the one that is a category extension by itself, Noodles. We just straight up call Noodles percent, and everybody loves Noodles. So, chat, say hi to Noodles.
Hi, Noodles.
But yes, the original OG 100 egg does have some form, does have plenty of sequence breaking, but they are done kind of in slightly different ways. I run original 100 egg as well, and one of my favorite things is just kind of seeing that like there are slight variations on how you actually beat some of the levels, but done is like you get the same. The best way I can describe it is like, imagine you're trying to take a train and ooh, nice Sam skip. We save ourselves like 20 seconds just from getting a really well-timed damage abuse there. Like imagine like, you know, OG 3 is or 100 egg is you're going to a destination by train, and then sometimes your Reignited is like taking a plane or some other form of transport. It'll get you to the same spot, but there are slight different ways in how you're able to get to the same destination and kind of more or less in the same manner of transport.
That makes sense.
But like, for example, Reignited does have some exclusive, you know, the wall glides are much more prevalent in Reignited to be able to access some of these eggs that we normally don't have access to. The other thing is the fact that proxies aren't really a thing in Reignited. OG has proxies up the wazoo, where you're able to just kind of get unbelievable height just everywhere and just access things that you're really not supposed to, like even more so in some cases than Reignited. But they both have kind of like their own charm. One of the things I loved doing last year in 2025 was a category that I didn't create. Again, shout out to Dylan J. Fox. A category we call 200 egg, where you do OG 100 egg and then Reignited 3 in one sitting. And it's really interesting just kind of seeing how tackling the same levels in different games kind of just impact the way you kind of view speedrunning original Spyro versus Reignited Spyro. And it's also like a great way to challenge your muscle memory in both games, because oh boy, if you're like me, you are gonna end up doing Reignited strats in OG, and you're gonna end up doing OG strats and Reignited, and you're gonna have a bad time.
That totally makes sense.
All right, anybody remember this really annoying Jack and the Beanstalk minigame? And everybody just like hating having to go through the puzzles? Don't worry, we are just going to very, very easily beat both halves of the puzzle. In fact, so much so that we're not even gonna have to do the final mushroom puzzle here. Shout out to Jack with the fit. Like, Jack has a gold necklace with his name. That takes a level of confidence to be able to wear jewelry with your name engraved on it.
Right. Especially with it's like, what are those like little tiny necklaces with the cursive names on? Okay, fine. But like big honking letters, yeah.
But yeah, thankfully, we're able to get through this very, very easily just because perfect hovers are a thing. It's also really cool just seeing how in a lot of different ways you're seeing, like, if you were like, we actually have something very similar for the Jack eggs that we just collected right there without the need of a perfect hover. So it's kind of like small, like subtle differences of doing the exact same thing. It just depends on like the movement engine and how the game is made. By the way, shout out to everyone who is currently going through what I'm going through in the United States with the polar vortex and the snowstorms and everything. It is, I can't lie, I was worried that there was a chance I was not going to have power and be able to do this run. I had work today, and we had a snow flurry, an Amber Alert for a snow squall in the middle of the work, and I had to dig snow and shovel snow out of where I was working just to be able to get out of the way. And speaking of getting out of the way, we're just gonna get out of the intended path and go through this one little platform. Oh my god, thank goodness.
Ooh, there it is.
Depth perception did not fail me in this one.
Yeah, it's been a nice balmy 4 degrees here. We only got maybe like 2 inches of snow. We just got the bitter cold.
You got 2 inches of snow? I got 14.
Oof. I know one of my friends sent me a picture of their parking lot. It's like, so this started about a couple hours ago and it's already massively built up on their SUV. I was like, well, enjoy. We'll just be freezing over here. It's fine. Yeah, we've wind chills anywhere from, I guess, negative 11 outside right now, and it's like negative 20, 25. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll take the snow over the cold, or the bitter cold. Yeah, someone in chat, I prefer the bitter cold. Someone had 2 inches of ice. My friend, I am so sorry.
2 inches of ice?
Ooh.
Oh my God! You're not gonna love this next level because it is cold and icy. You're not gonna love this level.
Someone mentioned 18 inches. Yep.
18. Oh my!
Shout out to all of us being nice and cozy and watching Hotfix right now, and not outside.
Yeah, please. Right now, I'm wearing 2 layers of long sleeve shirts and 2 layers of long sleeve pants with the heater on. In like the mid to 70 degrees. And I feel like I am now just suddenly, okay, I'm nice and warm. And normal people would be sweating so much from this heat.
Jeez. The 2 inches of ice was in the south. That's like shut down everything status, even for the north.
Oof. Yeah. Oof. Okay, let's see if I can get this quick Hannah jump. It looks good. There we go.
Nice.
Oof. That is, again, this is obviously too early to tell, but if everything goes well, this has a shot at being like a gold split. Also, shout out to me recovering gems. I was under gem the entire run, and I managed to get it all the way to a perfect 1,000. It's like, you love to see it when that happens.
Nice.
So that's 2,000 gems collected, and now we only need 300. And trust me, I'm not even gonna care about the gems that we collect. But we're gonna have so many by the end. It's ridiculous. Now, what is not ridiculous and also ridiculous at the same time is I'm taking this level to explain what's gonna happen next because it does require a lot of explanation. Rocket storage. So after this, we're going to go through our... I missed the cycle. That's real unfortunate. That's fine. Only a 6-second time loss. Not the worst thing in the world. So the way rocket storage works with this next fight, the objective of that trick is that Bentley is going to throw 2 rockets, red and green. And the way it works with what he throws, at first it's very RNG. Afterwards, it's less RNG, but you can sort of manipulate things. Bentley has 2 red rockets and 4 green rockets. They both do the exact same amount of damage, but red rockets give you 50 ammo, green rockets only give you 1, but it just follows Scorch around and hits them. You want to try to get a red rocket at like early on the fight to have as much ammo as possible. With the objective being, get 2 red rockets out on the field and don't collect them. Because he kind of has like an internal like ammo count. So if he sees that there are 2 red rockets out on the field, he's not going to throw any more. Same with the green rockets, but with 4. So it's essentially trying to get Bentley to throw a green rocket at roughly the exact same frame we get the last hit on Spike. And there's a lot of RNG in regards to this, and it can be quite volatile. If we don't, and the reason why we do this is because the next level after this, we are going to skip a money bags check that would require us to get 1,000 extra gems, which no, we're going to take an eternity getting an extra 1,000 gems. And it also gets us access to 5 eggs, like almost immediately if we're able to execute this trick. So this, with accompanying music being just as deadly, oh boy. You're gonna hear me like towards the end of the fight, count to 9 because it roughly takes about 9 seconds to. Oh, come on. Roughly takes about 9 seconds. Ah, beautiful. You went to the right side, to the good side. It's a red. Yeah, it's. They do have a timer, so they can potentially despawn. So I'm gonna collect that second red as a safe strat. And okay, 3 reds in a row. Okay, I'm real happy about that. Can we get 4? Okay, that's fine. I believe there's enough hits to where we can have the entire field filled with green rockets and still be on cycle, hopefully. Although I would rather Bentley not throw 4 green rockets. And I have no idea what he threw. That he threw. Oh, he threw. Okay, there it is. Okay. Okay. Unfortunate, that interrupt the cycle. Oh, perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, no. Oh, wait, that's actually. Oh, wow, it actually. 3, 4, 5. Ah, I missed it. That's unfortunate. Oh. That's unfortunate. That's fine. We have a backup for it. It does require us having to fight the second boss again. I could try for another attempt, but I want to try to see if I can keep this under the 59:59. It is going to take us a couple of minutes. That's fine. It's going to be redemption for the Spike fight. It's just going to be redemption. But yeah, no, it is an extremely volatile trick. It's not the hardest glitch in all of SRT. You can very much argue it is maybe the most pressure-packed trick or glitch to execute in all of Reignited, because you still have an entire quarter of the game left to deal with.
Oh, jeez. And like just the fact that it's volatile doesn't like it automatically cranks up the difficulty because of like you all set up for it, and the game is just going to be like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, so it's going to be not the same concept, but somewhat similar. There's small parallels where you basically want to try and get a hit in while you have ammo on the field, and it'll be free to collect, and it's going to be and we call this purple rock because it's basically like he drops a purple rock and we're just kind of there and we're just kind of done. And oh. Damn, wow, Bentley. Chill, dude. Chill. All right, that is fine. We're actually not going to take out Spike yet. I keep calling him Bentley. Maybe subconsciously I want it to be Bentley so that for that. But.
I'm just picturing Bentley the turtle now, just doing this fight.
You know what's funny? We have executed the trick. You know what's funny? I was out on VC earlier. Actually, I think it was yesterday, where someone mentioned Bentley, but like the sly Bentley, and right. I thought and I was like, the hippo, and then people had to correct me. It was like, no, the hippo is Murray. Murray's the hippo. Bentley is the turtle.
So yeah, somebody in chat, I was thinking about the turtle the whole time. Yeah, didn't you know in the Reignited Trilogy, they just crossed all the streams at some point?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Next mission Spyro is going to be smacking eggs with Sly's cane. That's fine. Crash's mask is going to show up now. Over the dragonfly. Oh my gosh. Mario's going to show up very confused.
Yeah, okay, so now comes the trick. First, I'm actually going to collect an egg and try to see if I can avoid talking to Bianca, who we only got to see one time, which is like the tall bunny girl who is the sorcerer's right-hand woman, second in command, where the subplot of this is like, oh no, you mean the evil sorceress is actually evil? Who would have known? and they just start a romance subplot with Hunter.
Nice. Why was it not laughing?
And if I can avoid this, I think we're good. Yeah, the cutscene trigger is very, very large. I'm very happy we actually got through it.
Very good.
And just like that, we now shoot infinite purple rocks. And by infinite, I mean until we get this plane thief, we go all the way up here, and boom. We now have easy access to 5 eggs, and we already collected 1 of them. And didn't even have to pay money bags 1,000 gems. So if I hit rocket storage, it would have been basically literally the exact same end result, except instead of purple rocks, it would have been a green rocket.
Oh, that's cool. Not gonna lie, when you started rolling down the rock, I was like, oh no, it's fine, it's fine.
Oh no,
it's fine.
no, we just rolled down. The swag strats are real.
Hard agree.
All right, we collected 3. We are well on our way to getting those 100 eggs. This is where kind of like, actually no, the difficulty doesn't really ramp up from here on out. We only have like, I would say 1 more hard level, and the other 2, they're not easy, but they're not like difficult per se.
I'd say, Chad, if you missed seeing just how quickly those eggs were captured, because I blinked and Tori got all of them. So if you missed that, don't forget we do have our awesome VODs over at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. If you're watching over there, hello from the past. You should head over to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick and watch us live so you can interact with us, chit chat with all of our wonderful runners and commentators, like our wonderful runner, Tora Knight here. And we can talk about these absolute banger mashups I'm now getting in chat right now about Aku Aku, and I wish it was Bentley the Turtle. I'd destroy that guy. I could.
There we go. And just like that, we just beat the level.
Wait, what?
Yeah. That's torch jump. That torch had a very minuscule hitbox, enough for Spyro to step on, and stay with me, perfect hovers, we're able to access it. And just like that, we beat the level. I mean, beating the level doesn't really matter much in the final homeworld because the objective is now just get 100 eggs and that's it. But it is a very nice, easy egg to collect. And oh my goodness. There we go. Tanks can be... Okay. This is somewhat of a redemption minigame, a redemption egg, because the last time I was on Hotfix, with this game, the game crashed at this specific minigame.
Oh no.
Yep. So if I can just get a nice, well-timed... no. Unfortunate. Not on the... did not get the... Oh, come on. Hitboxes for these are incredibly bizarre. And also, I've never seen that one hit so far. Oh, very good. Nice snipe from behind. And then, last but not least, see if I can... There we go. Okay, that was a nice one. Okay, I'll take a 2 for 3 on the tank snipes. I'll take a 2 for 3.
And best part, no game crash.
No game crash, yeah.
There you go.
That's the real win. All right. And if I can just avoid getting hit, I hate this one segment. There we go.
Very nice.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That was a solid. That was aside from, that was honestly pretty solid Haunted Tomb. Haunted Tomb is definitely, if a run were to, I've seen so many top level runs. Like, if they get rocket storage and they're on a good pace, this is usually the level where it, runs die. It is because, one mistake and you're down, 4 seconds. Even just one teeny tiny thing.
Oh,
so, very happy that it kind of worked out.
Yeah, it looked pretty solid.
All right, time to see if I can Finally. I'm not sure. I think maybe I've only hit it once, but by and large, I've been very unlucky with this next wall glide in marathon runs. So fingers crossed that I'm able to get this. Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful. That saves a few seconds because the alternative would have been to just go back to the start of the level and then run for the level like normal. But doing that very fancy wall glide definitely is a nice time saver for sure. Let's see if I can jump over these bullets. Nice. There we go. This is definitely one of those levels where it kind of sneaks up on you if you're not careful, but you know, this is Hotfix, this is Express Lane, Asuka's watching, the world is watching, and I gotta show off.
Oh, always gotta show off. Swag for the win.
Yeah, swag for the win. You know what it's all about.
As mentioned earlier during the SM64, always gotta go for the Jacobo Reds.
Oh my God.
The Fahrenheit eggs.
Yeah, shout out to Jacobo. That was I was watching the entirety of that run while I was in the green room, and I got first of all, GG's Jacobo, what a run! And I've never seen Jacobo Reds before. That was amazing.
This has been a fun episode. Just all of the super cool tackling, especially Nights and Dreams. Like just watching Nights. Anytime I watch Nights, my mind is blown. So. Like, y'all are doing absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that is, it is absolutely incredible just how many talented runners there are in this entire hobby.
And just how, like, all of the types of games. Like, yeah, and after this, we're going to Mega Man, which was one of my favorite game series growing up.
Oh yeah, shout out to Mega Man in general, but man, I'm such a fan of like the OG Mega Man, which is funny because I didn't grow up playing classic Mega Man. I started playing like the original Mega Mans when I was like 20, and I like absolutely loved them.
So there was a shirt I think sold at like Hot Topic many moons ago that had the Mega Man 2 robots. It said "I beat the 8 Master Robots," and I was so adamant. It's like, I am not going to buy this shirt, even though I love it, until I can actually say legitimately, I beat the 8 Master Robots. The same awesome. Day I finished it and I bought that shirt.
Oh my goodness. I can buy that shirt because I've legitimately beaten Mega Man 2 through 4.
Nice.
And gotten very heavy progress in 5.
Very nice, very nice. I think the funny part, the best part about all is I actually wore that shirt to a band camp that I was a camp counselor for. And sure enough, that same day, somebody else that was a camp counselor in the same track as I was also wearing that shirt. And at the same, it's like, I'm not buying this until I beat him. And I was like, me too. Nope, nerds are everywhere, just saying.
That is awesome. All right, we basically have pretty much beaten all the levels needed to. So now we're essentially doing a nice quick roundup of any leftover eggs. Remember those 300 gems I was telling you about? What was the number I said? 430? 440? 439.
Yeah, like yeah,
I know how the game is played. There's a reason why my live split has between the PC version and the console version. Like, I think it's like, I don't know, like 1,200 run attempts.
Ooh. Also, shout out to a comment I saw earlier in chat. Moneybags is the true villain of this game. Real, though.
He is.
Real.
He is. So much so that the real catharsis... Oh, come on. The real catharsis from that, after you beat the final boss, it's just beating up Moneybags and getting all your gems back. There we go. Really unfortunate I have to take that second lap, but that is fine. I just need to have a wicked sorceress if I can get under, to be able to get underestimate. That is my hope. I want to get that sub hour. At the bare minimum, this is a much better run than the last one was on Hotfix, which, by the way, shout out to Anarchy for having me on for that run. I think it was last May on Hidden Heroes. Shout out to all the Hotfix showrunners. Like, all of you just absolutely knock it out of the park with your shows, with having so many talented and entertaining runners on there. I feel at times I feel like a small fish in a very, very big pond of amazing runners, but just to be on here is a blessing in and of itself.
Hey, all we do as showrunners is we introduce the show and introduce the real people that matter, and that is the runners and the commentators, because y'all are. We wouldn't have Hotfix shows without you, and the viewers are here to watch the awesomeness that you provide, which you are currently providing right now.
All right, let's. This would take a near gold sorceress, but you know what? Let's see if we can pull it off. If the load can just hurry up, come on, load.
The load's like, oh, you want me to hurry up? That'd be funny if I just took my time now.
All right, 3 phases on the sorceress. There's a tank phase. Ken phase, tank phase, UFO phase. 2 hits for the phase 1, and 3 hits on the next one. And it's all about Ancient 9. By the way, that's the character that, okay, great timing. I can just okay.
Sources, please.
All right. All right, not a bad start. Let's see if we can capitalize on that. That was phase 1. Phase 2 is also pretty easy if I can just get get some really. The name of the game is anticipating where the source is going to be and where your hits are going to be. Ah, come on. There we go.
Ooh, nice.
And last up, we have the UFO phase. Okay, time is coming up on the last hit, immediately last hit. So come on. I had a great UFO phase in practice. Oh, actually, that's actually perfect. One more. And time. Oh my god, yeah, sub-hour. The redemption run is real.
Yes.
The redemption run is real. That was 2 seconds off my gold. And that is with that second cannon hit actually missing the mark by like 1 frame. I was 1 frame to the left. That would have been a gold. Actually not that far off from like the non-advanced UFO strat community gold gold strat for that. Oh my god.
Sub 59.59. Let's go.
I do want to shout out all the other SRT3 NE runs and GDQ past. Zik on AGDQ 2021. I'm blanking the name and I apologize. From Frost Battles a couple of years back. I did a run of this last year. None of them hit sub-hour RTA. None of them. So to actually be able to pull this off, even have to go for Purple Rock is absolutely mind-blowing, and I could not be more ecstatic with the end result. And I couldn't be happier to be able to show this game off. The reactions, Asuka, that you've shown throughout the entire run, it fills my heart with joy because I love seeing like the utter like. What did I just see? Wait, what do you mean you already collected 10 eggs and we're not even 5 minutes into the run? And just to be this game is incredible. Shout outs to Spyro speedrunning in general and the greater PlayStation Nation speedrunning community in general. I'm very happy that we had so much PlayStation representation at AGDQ and that we had a whole weekend this past weekend dedicated to just PlayStation runs. Just to kind of go to show how incredible this this family community of speedrunners really are. And I couldn't be happier to be back on Hotfix, to kind of, treat this as my redemption run, even though, no one really was thinking that, but I viewed it as my redemption run. I wanted to get the sub hour. A lot closer than I thought it was, that I wanted. But I did it. And that's what matters. So final words from me. If you want to see me keep running this category to get for top 5, or run Pokemon TCG, or run Ghostling Yard, or run a bunch of PlayStation 1 Game Boy Color games, including the original Spyro Trilogy, feel free to drop a follow. I am currently also doing a challenge series of Pokemon TCG where I go through 25-year-old magazines with deck recommendations to beat Pokemon TCG for the Game Boy Color, and just trying to see if I can actually beat the game with them. It's been a very fun series so far, and yeah, it's weird to call myself a variety speedrun streamer, but that's what I am. And yeah. Oscar, thanks so much for having me, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your week, evening, and go enjoy the last run that we got on Express Lane.
Heck yeah, thank you for coming on. It's always so fun to watch your runs. And hello again, gamers, and welcome back to the final run of today's awesome episode of Express Lane. And we're just gonna get right into the swing of things, because this is a series that I love, and honestly has my favorite Mega Man character base in it. It is Mega Man 10, 80% with Phil 7. So hello, Phil, how are you?
I am good. How are you after all these runs?
I am doing fantastic right now.
You said your favorite character is base, and that's the one I main, but I've already done it on a hotfix, so I submitted this one. So maybe next time for Express Lane.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll bring you back. That's a threat. All right. Can't promise.
So yeah, this is Mega Man 10. Yeah, I've played this a lot of times on the GDQ channel, so we'll get right into it. It's also past midnight, so nope, don't go to base. I did instinctively go to base.
Even the game is like, hey.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right, so Mega Man 10, it was released in 2010, about 2 years after Mega Man 9. The big difference from 9 is that it came with Proto Man. 10 comes with Proto Man, whereas 9 it was DLC. Base was the DLC character in this game. And the one big difference, if you've watched me play the base run, I'm not sure who actually has, but we start with Commando Man there. We actually start with Pump Man with Mega Man, because that's actually one of the easier bosses to get through with just the Buster. Because unfortunately, we no longer have our rapid fire that came with base. So I think the run actually used to start with Sheepman because you wanted it was very short-lived, but because Pump Man's really annoying sometimes, so you wanted his weakness. But then they realized that killing Pump Man is still a lot easier than going through Sheepman Buster only. Okay, so we got 3 hits. We're gonna pause. Okay. That's a pretty tough skip to get, where you have to hit 2 or 3 shots on that Susie and then hit 2 or 3 shots in return once he comes back up. So I don't actually know how much time that saves anymore, because I've lost my knowledge of Mega Man since, as I've said about 4 times now, I've been playing base for the past couple of years now, because base is more fun with the dashing. So Pump Man, he can do 1, 2, or 3 jumps. And then what you want to do is I actually got hit there again. You can get your Buster inside his hitbox. So you want to get about 7 shots off, and then as he starts jumping, you'll kill his bubbles. So that wasn't the greatest fight, but I didn't die, so that's... But when he gives you when he gives you 1 or 3 jumps on that first pattern, it kind of messes with you a bit. I'm watching to see what my time is on the kill. 204 kill, that's not terrible. 204, 205. my practice run earlier to a 9 kill. So the world record and like the top runners will get like sub 2 kill, and I don't mash fast enough for that. And but all right, so now we have the water shield, which is actually both 9 and 10. Their shield weapons with the dual shield in 9 and the water shield in 10 are actually very strong, as opposed to like the other shield weapons in the series.
Huh.
So we're gonna start with a couple rush coils because we don't have a wheel cutter. I'm gonna keep referencing base because I'm used to that run. So we have wheel cutter with this with base, but
I guess this would be the base adjacent run.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't jump out of that ladder there. So you'll see me jump off when I climb ladders. You'll see me jump out of them because there's something called tiptoe frames, where, as it speaks for itself a bit, where Mega Man will tiptoe, but you can jump and get right into the. You're gonna go right back up, so I'll just kill you with Buster. You can get really unlucky with these, but I need to conserve my water shield for the boss as well. So the first couple frames of Mega Man walking, here I won't because these platforms move a little fast. I almost got hit there, but I didn't. Just gonna jump shoot that missile out of the way. And here we just have to sit and wait for some of these. Nope, I didn't wait long enough, so I'll just do this. Just to be a bit safer. Kill that flower. I did not study my Mega Man enemy names though, so. Okay, that's actually pretty tough where you get in between them. And
that's cool.
Use one more water shield here. My health is actually pretty low. I was hoping by complaining about it the game would give me some, but it didn't.
It was like, you're playing a Mega Man game and you keep referring to me as base. You are not getting health.
He's mad at me. All right, so we're gonna hope he gives us a good pattern. This is a good start. Uh-oh. Okay.
Nice.
You want him to go in that right pit as Mega Man because since you can't dash, you can't get over places fast enough. Mm. But you can, if you're fast enough, you can get that last hit before he goes all the way to the left, but I didn't react fast enough.
It's commented a few times in chat. Absolute bangers for not just Mega Man soundtrack, but like, or this game soundtrack, but like all of Mega Man.
Yeah, I don't think there's a game I would consider that has like a bad soundtrack out of any of the Mega Man games. So now we're at Chillman. We got the Solar Blaze, which you'll see each weapon has kind of two parts to it. So the water shield, you get the shield and then you press shoot again and it'll fire them off. But you don't see that very often, except for if you get a good solar fight, you won't see it, but I had to use it there. And then Solar Blazes, it'll come out as a big sun. I'm not going to use it because well, not yet, but they'll come out as a big sun, and then once it hits something, or just after a certain amount of time passes, it splits into two separate pieces. Get rid of these time bombs. All right. So here I have to... I don't know why I keep doing that. I keep like swapping too early. Okay, this time I actually have to wait. Okay, get through.
Please.
There we go.
There we go.
That I've tried my hardest, but I've lost the muscle memory of it. Even during practice, I couldn't get it. Okay, so this section we're gonna have to kill this block. We can't shoot any extra because we want that second one. If we shot it, the mini stomper would get us, but luckily we got a good pattern. Then that big stomper, they'll react to where you are in the air. So if you're in the air when they see you, they'll do a big jump. And then if you're just on the ground, they'll do a small jump. So that one, we kind of just have to be in the air.
I did not know that. Dang it.
Oops. No, I didn't jump fast enough. Okay, that's how the fight is sort of supposed to go at the end there. So the big difference with this game, it's also in 7 and 8. They have quick weapon swapping, which I'm not sure if it actually is in 7 the way it works in 8 as well. But once you have a weapon on the screen, if you press L or R, it just disappears. And it just erases the weapon, so you can just keep shoot, press LR, and then keep going back and forth. But it's kind of tough. You have to get into a rhythm for it, because if you press L and R, it auto swaps you back to the Buster.
Oh, jeez. It's like, question for you, because one of the things that came up when I was setting up all the info for this run, 'cause this came out on multiple consoles, and you caught me off guard when you said you were playing on Nintendo Wii. Are there differences between the different consoles and the run itself, or is it just
load
Wii,
times, really?
Ah, I gotcha.
I think it was decided that I didn't do testing myself because I never had an Xbox 360 growing up, but the Xbox 360 loads were the slowest, then PS3, then Wii.
Interesting.
And then the Legacy Collection 2 version actually runs a bit faster, so they have to be adjusted, so it just adds 2 seconds every time for both 9 and 10.
Huh.
Other than that, the games are comparable.
Oh, that's cool.
I needed that. I didn't need it, but I would have liked more weapon energy. Alright, so Nitro Man, you see where Chill's weapon, it can either freeze things or turn into spikes, so we just utilized it to destroy those trucks. So we're gonna solar blaze through here. We don't have a rush jet yet, so we have to, there's a bit of a pattern to this. So you want to let that one get as close as possible so that extra one will still be on screen when it gets to the Sniper Joe. Alright, so Nitro Man, he can go back or forth, but he's about 5 different things he can do. We want him to jump back and start his pattern. Oh, I didn't shoot on time. Okay, do it again. Okay, don't do it again then. That's fine. So you want him to jump back like you did, and then you want him to run over the spikes back and forth, but that second one I just didn't shoot, so... But then he has a weird property where every time you freeze him, he just moves to his next attack pattern. So if he's not on the right one, you could just keep freezing him.
Makes sense.
All right, so now we are getting the wheel cutter, and we are also getting the rush jet, since Mega Man doesn't start with a jet weapon, even though Proto and Base start with a flying weapon. There's going to be a cutscene. I don't remember the story of this game, though.
Does anybody remember the storylines for Mega Man games?
Probably not. It's something. 10 has something to do with like a robot flu called Robo Enza, but that's all I actually remember about it. All right, so Commando Man, there's two paths we can take. The top route is a lot faster because these sandstorms that come after us, this one's pushing us forward. The one on the bottom route will push us backwards. And even with Rush Jet, it'll still be annoying. Then that's the only time we're going to see that in this level. The wheel cutter, I'm forgetting the weapon names, will drive you up the walls, so most ladders we can just ignore 99% of it. Right. And then luckily it just works out perfectly with weakness order that we get Rush Jet for the first level we need Rush Jet for. And also a bit strange, I'm not sure, I guess the programmers didn't intend for this, but if you go above the sandstorm, it just doesn't push you back. But I will just call that a feature and not a bug, because it makes me go faster. All right, so Commando Man, he has a strange property where every time he's in the air, he doesn't have iframes. So you saw it a bit there. I got a double hit. You want him to do a short jump, because then you can mash as many into him as you can. But whenever he's like in the process of either jumping up or falling down, he just doesn't have iframes, so you can just shoot as many as you want into him if you can. I don't know why.
Blade Man, I've died on your stage way too many times.
Yeah, this is probably one of the harder stages to play casually. All right, so we shot that solar blaze there so we could knock out that first spider, because if we didn't, then we would be at risk of getting hit by the third one, because we would actually have run out of water, or we would have been hit by a couple extra water shields. So there's two ways you could do that screen. The way I do it is rush jet. I don't think it's really that much of a time difference, but the big difference is you can use rush jet more for this second section upcoming, but I never really learned it, so I'll just do it how I know.
That's fair.
Shoot those two spiders. It is a really cool strat once you get it, because you would go down there and you would actually buster these two spiders, and then you would just keep going on rush jet the entire way instead of having to swap between them.
Oh, cool.
All right. So Blade Man, we're gonna want him to get. He's always gonna get on this right wall. We're gonna have to shoot him. Hopefully, if we get the angle, we can get a double hit, and then we're gonna want him to. Okay, that was way too low. Okay, that was fine. I still got one double hit. But you want to get a double hit, you have to get up, or you shoot up and then keep looking right. And I think it's like a timing thing where if you hit him before he shoots his blades out, then he'll go back to the right wall, which is preferable. But I think it's more just looking right. I haven't looked at Chlorate's notes. Chlorate was the former world record holder, but he had like a bunch of notes for it. But I haven't read through them for a while.
That's nice. Yeah, I mentioned Chad smooth moves. The thing about Mega Man runs for me is just knowing how tough these games are and watching y'all just breeze through it with such precision is mind-blowing. You make it look so much easier than it is, and I love it.
Yeah, Mega Man's tough. Like, I will admit I never really had much skill playing Mega Man growing up. Whoops. We're gonna shoot 3, we're gonna swap to chill, and then we're gonna swap to solar so we can hit both of these. So we use 7 of those, then we have to... Sometimes if we get the right angle, we can actually get one of our triple blades off onto that second one, but I didn't get it, but it's no big deal. So these keepers... Oops. I'll just do that.
That works.
You're meant to, if you like go for a 35-34, then you're pretty much required to do that with Commando Bomb, but I never really learned the timings of it. I can get the first double hit, but the second one, you have to like turn around fast. And we can just rush jet over everything just to make it a bit safer. All right, so Strikeman, he can do either a small jump or a big jump. It depends on how many we quick swap. Oh, I didn't. Okay. I got him before he did his, because before he'll roll around the screen for a bit once he gets out of that first phase, but he does that little hop, so good thing he did the big jump. Because if he did a small jump, you would want to quick swap 3 times. So if I missed that, then we would be in some trouble. And by that, I mean I'd lose like 5 seconds.
They'd be like, I've lost 2 lives. At least.
Well, you have to... There is a weird... I'm not sure if there's... I haven't researched this, if there's any other stage like this in Mega Man. At least in Classic Mega Man. There's no instant death in a...
Oh.
In Strike Man for some reason.
Interesting.
Right, so Sheepman, his gimmick is... Well, his stage's gimmick is that these color-coded blocks that you get on, they will disappear in the pattern that they exist in. So I'm going to get this 4-tile jump, but if they're not connected, obviously, as you saw, it doesn't get rid of all of them. Oh, I still got that. That was pretty low. To get over that, enemy have to usually get a high jet spawn, but... Oh, I meant to shoot him, but I guess I'll dodge him that way. Right, so that was Octobulb. It's pretty tough to learn the timing on that, but as soon as that second one comes out, you have to shoot your commando bomb. Oh. I moved back a bit because I thought I was going to get a bit of a refill, which stopped your movement. So I waited, but I was at full health, so. So our wheel cutter up here. Oh, I almost, that rush jet was a bit higher than I expected, so I thought I was gonna jump under it. Alright, killed this clicker guy.
Now, did you control Rush's height when you were doing those? Because I saw right at the end that rush jet kind of moved up slightly before you started.
Yeah, you can move them up or down.
Gotcha.
I got on jet there just to increase our fall speed a bit.
Makes sense.
Alright, so She-Man, we're going to shoot top right and then one on the left wall, and then it'll both go behind him if we're lucky. Okay. It's about a 50-50 whether he stays on the ground and he would have shot a lightning ball at us, or he just goes straight back up directly, so we won the coin flip that time.
Nice.
And that is our last Robot Master. Now we got Thunderbolt. We won't see Thunderbolt again until Wily 4.
I remember the first time I beat the Master Robots event. I can't remember which Mega Man it was. I was like, oh, sweet, I beat the game. Why are we going to a new area?
Yeah, that's about all of them.
Yep.
All right, so Wily 1, this stage does have a weird... I'm not sure if the rest of the Wily stages are like this, but I'm pretty sure So the weapon archive's here, so we'll see bosses from Mega Man's 1 through 9, and they're just split into 3 separate bosses. So since we started the stage the exact same way, we're going to get the same pattern of bosses, so I'm pretty sure that it's all just on a global timer. So if I theoretically played the stage the exact same way every single time, I would get the same bosses. but that would be near impossible to route and wouldn't really matter that much in the long run. I jumped to it. We're just gonna freeze this guy. Swap to rebound because Napalm Men, we would want Napalm to come spawn in first.
Right.
But if he doesn't, then we'll just have to wait again. Okay, we got Flame first, that's fine. Okay, Flame into Napalm is fine. We'll see if I can... Okay, that kill's pretty tough to get, especially if it's not the pattern you're expecting. So I'm going to be trying to pick up as many weapon drops as I can, because we're going to be using an M tank at the end of Wily 2, so I'm going to try and get as much refill as I can. Okay, I'm going to have to just wait that out, which is fine. That spider is really weird, where I read that it depends on how you enter that first platform. Like if you bonk the corner, then he'll go over, and if you don't, then he'll give you the proper pattern. But I don't really care that much to map that out, so I'll just wait the half a second. Well, somebody probably figured it out, but I'm not going to be the one to really test it.
No worries.
I wanted to swap to Solar. Solar's like the one weapon I get a lot of use of. And then we won't see it again, because after the M tank, we're going to need Solar for the chill refight once we get there. Okay, so we're going to hope for Slash Man. We're going to shoot 2, shoot behind, and then kill him like that. Okay, that's fine. There is a bit of an easier... Well, it's faster. It's not easier, that's why I don't do it. Where you can, like, set up Slash Man to go a certain pattern. But I made up that strat, like, 10 years ago because I didn't know how to do the proper fight. So, and it looks kind of cool to just shoot behind him and have him die instantly.
Ooh, that would look pretty slick.
So Wily 2 is the toughest stage in the game. Everything, there's a bunch of crushers later that are going to be on a global timer. Okay, I have to remember my swaps, which I don't. I'm also used to the base swaps where it's a lot faster, because you don't have to use Chill Spike to kill that guy.
Ah, gotcha.
You have to swap 3 right to chill from Wheel Cutter, and then back 2 to Rebound Striker. And okay, this pattern, I'm gonna wait out this Crusher because I don't know what the pattern's gonna be. Wait it out. If I was fast enough with that second one coming down, then I would have been able to get through a bit faster, but...
Ooh, gotcha. Oh, look at that. I had, like, no time to still appear. It's like, oh, I'm dead now.
Yeah, that's why. With marathon runs, I like to wait.
Not fair.
So I'm gonna try and jump here. Kill the Met. Okay, those jumps are actually pretty tough. They, the world record runners like to do Buster that whole way, but I like to save some Triple Blade for that reason. I'm just gonna wait. Okay, the first one didn't come down, which is good. Okay, we didn't die at least.
So clean. So cool.
Okay, so Crab Puncher is really annoying as well. So just to cap off a really tough stage, you get a really annoying boss. So he can hide. So the eyes are where you can only hit him. Okay, I guess he's just gonna give me good luck. I was really nervous about, like, it's only really a waste of time. It's not like I'm gonna die if he gives me bad luck, but it's just annoying. Because he can use his claws to just hide his eyes and then waste like 20 seconds. Then we M-tank there, so we, the only thing we can't use now pretty much is Solar Blaze. Well, we will, but then I'll explain when we get there. Chill Spike those 3. Then we have our auto-scroller stage, because Inti Creates decided it worked for Mega Man 9 that Wily 3 is an auto-scroller stage, so Mega Man Wily 3 Mega Man 10 is also going to be an auto-scroller stage.
Of course. That was the smart play.
Yeah, it's a nice, I won't say nice breather, because this, with all the spikes and Mets shooting at you, it's pretty nerve-wracking on a PB pace.
That's understandable.
Okay, so that's our checkpoint. I want to remember that that's our checkpoint if I do any shenanigans.
That's where you're going.
Yes. Because we can... Normally we're meant to... well, I guess not normally because we have Rush Jet, but that seesaw thing, you're meant to go back and forth on it if you choose to do that. So I waited on that platform a bit so that first spider can die. Then we get into a second auto-scroller, so I don't really like jumping on these because I think I had it happen during a hotfix run too, where these green things, since they pop back up, they hide the spikes a bit. So if they're under the spikes, then they have like 3 extra frames of visibility, but you can't actually see it. What am I doing? Let me just wait then. I just completely forgot where I was because I was explaining. I'll just wait it out. I just stopped because I thought I was about to damage boost off of it, but then I realized that I'm looking at the wrong one. So I just waited.
Oh, right, so health bars.
Now that they wanted to copy the auto scrollers, we get the copy of the boss as well with the block devil. So I'm going to shoot 2. I didn't shoot. Okay, that's fine. I'm wasted 1, so I'm down 1 rebound striker, unfortunately. Actually, I guess I'm technically down 2 because I missed that first one. I shot it like 2 frames too early, I think. Okay, so now we get to the boss rush. So the only thing I'm worried about a bit is rebound striker now. So of course we can't have it easy, so we have to climb all the way up first. That should be enough. Ammo-wise, it should be enough, but we'll see how Sheepman does when we get there. We're going to see how we do. That's how it is. So now we get to fight the one boss we fought with Buster with Thunderwolf. So since he can jump 1 or 2 or 3 times, we're going to prepare for him to jump 2. That's about 4 times in a row that he's given me 1 jump. And that was a decent recovery, but I'm still mad about it. Because you prepare for 2, it's kind of weird because on easy mode, he gives you one only. He's guaranteed to give you one on that first jump. But we got through it. We'll see how Sheepman does. Hopefully we can just get a good pattern again. No, we did not. That's fine. So a weird quirk. I don't think any other Mega Man games have it like this. I'm not sure if 11 does. Well, 11's boss rush room is a bit weird, so maybe not. So each boss teleporter is in the same place as it is on the boss select screen, which I don't think is how it is in any other game. Can you get a double hit, please? I guess I'm not allowed to. Well, I got one, but I would like to get 3.
We're getting there.
We'll see how Chillman does, if I can get my swaps. Apparently not. Okay, that was fine. You want to... It's kind of tough because you want to jump high enough to where you dodge his chill spikes, but not high enough to where he can get another move off. What is going on with my second shots? That's like 3 times in a row then. Okay, so here we're gonna W-tank Solar Blaze. I do it after Nitro Man because we need it for the first phase anyway. So Wily decided he wants to be a pirate for some reason, but since he's weak to Solar Blaze, we can just quick swap off of it. Oops, that was way too late. We want to coil up and quick swap to Water Shield. Okay, that's fine.
Man, making that look so easy. So jealous.
So because I guess Wily has unlimited pockets or something, or he just can afford an elevator to space.
That's a long elevator there.
So we're going to start by intentionally taking a hit, but we get on the rush jet. So for this final boss, you can manipulate him, but I don't know how to do it. I think I learned like once and then forgot.
That's better. And chat agrees, Wily has deep pockets. So true.
Right, so we'll just get through the stage. The manip requires you to use like some wheel cutter up the wall that you commando bomb those drill guys on that second part of the stage. But we'll just get lucky here, see what happens. Alright, so there's going to be a real Wily and a fake Wily. And time's going to be on the final hit before I forget to call that. Okay, we did not get lucky. He's going to shoot these green balls at us, so we're going to hope he goes on the right side, but he doesn't. I wasted like 3 there. Okay, this is a really bad start.
Wily is not being...
I realized I'm at 1 health. That would be important to not die. And time for...
GG's.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad RNG, but, I mean, we worked with it.
Hey, if you could survive bad RNG, all the more kudos.
I'm trying to see the I have the stream open. That's what I'm looking over at.
3710, I believe. 3709.
That's not my
3710.
My practice run was earlier was like a 38 because I died like deep into Wily 3, and that's like over a minute lost just from that.
And that did not happen here, which is even better.
No, Deathless is all I can ask for since my time with Mega Man isn't the best, but I like showing it off because Mega Man 10 is just a really good game.
It's just so good. All the Mega Man games are really good, but yeah, 10 is just, and it's not just because of bass, it's just fun. Hard, but fun. GG's.
Yeah, 9 and 10 are really hard casually, too. I don't think people notice. Maybe it's because 8 was a bit easier.
That I will definitely agree with you on that. But yeah, let everyone know, where can they find you? What are you currently playing? And any other shout-outs you might have?
You can find me on ProPeace_ on Twitch. I think it's linked already. I'm currently working on Mighty Gunvolt Burst because I would like to submit that to SGDQ or just future GDQs if it's not accepted. But other than that, maybe I'll go back to Pokemon because I'm not really grinding Mega Man as much anymore. But I do really like showing it off when I can because this was one of my first speedruns. And yeah, shouts to, if you want to learn Mega Man yourself, you can join the Classic Mega Discord if you're in the Classic, and then Mega Man Leaderboards has the other resources if you're not in the Classic as much. And yeah, thanks for having me again.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
no, you're good.
It's always super fun to have you and everybody else. Like, again, thank you for submitting it to the winter season. Like, it was so cool to see this run. I was like, all right, yeah, we need to get this on here because Mega Man is yes in my book.
Yeah, I submitted because I had done base for Perilous Paths, but then I submitted Mega Man with 10 because I'm like, well, I already did base, so but I put in the comment, I'm like, if you want base again, then just I'll take it. But
I'm always a fan of either one. Just get Mega Man in general. There's a reason I've had a few Mega Man themed shows. I'm terrible at the franchise, but I love watching y'all speedrun it. Yeah. Give GG's to Phil one more time for the absolutely banger of a Mega Man 10 run. But with that, we are officially done with today's episode of Express Lane. If you missed out on Express Lane or Hidden Heroes before this run, do not worry, because guess what? We are going to hit rewind right now, and we're just going to replay both shows right after this one ends. And then tune in tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you can check out the next episodes of Crosshair and Speedruns from the Crypt. So until next time, I'm Oscar424, and I will see you next time in the Express Lane. Bye!